Welcome back, everybody. This is Patrick Morrison here in the booth. Joining alongside me tonight is really awesome. It's going to be Isaac Salas in the '05 car. Normally, you guys have seen him in the 358s, Pro Late Models, and the 360s. He has fortunately been able to make it all the way to the finale, so he's going to join me here up in the booth. But let's talk about what we've got going on right now. 7 guys out here on the track. 6 are going to move on to the next heat. This is Soup Night, so guys, don't forget, I know I've been kind of told this is going to be the one to put me through the ringer tonight. We're going to start with the E-Main here in the 360s and then move from there. Boy, it's going to be a fantastic one. Appreciate Dirt Track Bank kind of pulling through and making this one possible for us. Let's take a look what we've got here at Charlotte. Less than half a mile here to get it done. So like I said, here is kind of our schedule so far. We're going to start with the E-Mains, 12 laps. With the 360 sprint cars. Next, we're going to move to the Ds after that. Start with the Pro Lates, move to the 358s, and then the 360s once again. 15 laps to get those done. The following 6 from there will then move on to the next set, which will be obviously the C-Main. C-Main will start with the Pro Lates, the 358s, and the 360s. Those guys are going to duke it out there on Wednesday night for the B-Main to see if they can get squared away for the finale. A lot of these guys here weren't able to place quite as high as they needed to, so where they ended up is points racing here tonight, and that's kind of how they're squeezing their ways in here. But we'll have to see if any of these guys on the track. Isaac, you've been here out at Charlotte, and like I said, you've qualified in all 3 for the Pro Lates, the 360s, and the 358s. Kind of really what's the key to getting around the track here pretty fast?
I think the big things here are finding the line probably at the exact perfect moment, but also staying clean and staying off that wall if possible. Those would be my 2 keys there.
All right, man. Well, we'll have to see, especially from this angle. I want to know how bad that dirt builds up alongside of the wall. I know it catches, especially in the sprint cars, it catches guys off guard pretty well, especially in the lighter cars. Once you get to the Pro Lates, it doesn't seem to matter as much until these guys get toward that inside line. But, man, let's get right to it. Let's grit them up. Figure out what we've got going on here tonight. Robert Lynch is going to take us off from the start. Kurt Schatzer in second. Steve Maurer will be third. Billy Roberts in fourth. We'll see if Riley Burr loads up here for the 5th position. Bill Calder will be 6th. And Kevin Fry rounding out our field here tonight. Billy, this is going to be a good shootout here at Charlotte. Appreciate everybody joining us here tonight for the Dirt Track Bank. Well, I'll talk a little bit about them here in just a little while. But this is going to be a hell of a shootout, I think so. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got out here on the track. Really, Lynch. I hope Robert Lynch is able to kind of turn his luck around here. Past few weeks, he's been having some trouble just being able to fight his way in, but I think he squeaked by the skin of his teeth on this one as he's following behind the pace truck at this point. So we'll kind of see how he kind of fares. He starts off strong and then falls back. I know you run beside him a couple times there, Isaac. I don't know if you remember him in that 121. Any troubles from him?
Oh, absolutely not. We put on some pretty good shows together, and I'd like to get some more dirt experience with him. I feel like the only time I've really gotten a race around him has been on asphalt, but I mean, he seems good throughout whatever kind of car you put him in, so we'll see how he does.
All right, man. Well, definitely, I have seen him, especially on Saturday nights, and I do talk about him a lot out there on the asphalt, so we'll see how well he does. Kurt Schatzer, really, to me, to see Kurt Schatzer here, is really rather surprising. So at this point, from what I'm seeing, I think we're going to have 6 guys make it to the next round here, and then it's going to be eliminations after that, and I'll be a little nervous at this point. So if you're somebody like right now showing Kevin Fry here in the back, he's got to have the hammer down here. 12 laps, guys, for these guys to get it done, and away we go here. Kurt Schatzer and Robert Lynch front row, and it looks like Robert Lynch. Let's see if that inside line holds as we're already bumping and banging here toward the back. Looks like already a little bit of Riley Burr kind of slamming doors, and Robert Lynch is around, unfortunately, and that is going to bring out our first caution. Not where Robert Lynch wanted to be here, immediately starting this one off here, Isaac.
Yeah, that was just a really big send by, I believe it was Billy Roberts there, and try to catch it and stay off of him, but just fraction of a second too late, and he just got it spun around.
Yeah, definitely we are watching it kind of from the top view here, seeing if we can see what exactly. Yeah, look a little toward the inside. Robert Lynch has got a good line. You saw him kind of try to fade up to get out of the way. Just not enough room. And he is sent around, unfortunately. I know fancy protesting was. We'll have to see how the admins and everything else kind of handle that here, Isaac. And especially only about two laps in or so, but it wasn't much. I think that was 3 and 4 on the first lap, and these guys are getting tangled up already.
Oh yeah, I like you said, it's kind of go time for all these guys. It's all about making the show, and we're in the E main of all things. So I mean, if you guys, you still have more races to do. So I expect these guys to truly be a little less forgiving than usual.
Yeah, and it would be really nice to see somebody from the E or the D main tonight, kind of get the Cinderella story, sliding all the way up into the feature, and I mean, placing well. I'm talking about a top 5. I mean, just come from the bottom all the way to the top would be a fantastic sight to see. And I don't see why any of these guys can't do it. Steve Mauer's been pretty fast out there, during the season. He's kind of been a little bit off and on. Kurt Schatzer, I know he's pretty well in the pro lates, but here he is in the 360, so something a little smaller. But I will have to. I'm kind of curious to see how well he can do as he takes away the green flag and kind of caught Steve Mauer here sleeping. Steve Mauer having to dial it back. Ooh, Riley Burr got caught up into Billy Roberts. Billy Roberts is around back under caution. We are not counting any caution laps are not being counted at any point during this race. So we'll kind of see how these guys get banged around again. Let's kind of take a little peek right there toward that inside. Now, is that something to see? Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's actually almost a carbon copy. What happened to the previous incident, just at the other end of the track there, sticks the right rear out a little bit and catches Roberts. But Isaac hit the nail on the head, man. These guys know that there's one guy that's not going to make the the next round here on this, and so that sense of urgency when you're behind the wheel, you've got to go, and that breeds usually when we drive, we have that give and take philosophy. At least most of us do. Okay, we'll give a little bit. We got 20 laps to go. You can't do this in this scenario, man. You've got to go and get what you can get, because the better you finish here, the better your starting positions in the next one, and it's only going to get harder for these guys from here.
Absolutely. And talking about, I was about to say there just for a second, man, that's not Isaac Salas, that's John Hine. And what in the world are you doing here, bud?
Well, I'm on the shelf for this event. Tried driving last night and didn't work out, so I'm just gonna take it easy here for the next few days and hang out with you guys up here in the booth.
Oh man, appreciate it. And I always enjoy having you guys up in the booth. Especially first time for me and Isaac here. But John, you and I have been in the booth a few times here, and kind of we've seen a lot. And especially being able to see kind of first person what you see out there so far. Hopefully you're on a monitor tonight, bud, and not that VR.
No, I'm up in the VR. That's how I always watch these things. So I've got a nice drone view here as we get ready to go back green.
Oh, man. Well, don't bang your head off the racing seat, because here we go. Kurt Schatzer taking away the green flag once again. Hopefully we'll be able to get some green flag laps out of a lot of these drivers here toward the end of this race here. Looks like Riley Burr, again, got collected up with another driver, Steve Mauer here. Man, again. We'll rotate it back one more time here and kind of see what...
Yeah, this one's more of a case. This one we can't put on Riley. Mauer comes down a little bit off the corner there, and I think Riley's, my guess is thinking he's going to be up in the outer lane there, kind of in the same line that Kurt Schatzer out front is, and you just get close enough with open wheels, man. That's what happens. You get locked together.
Yeah, definitely tough. I'm trying to get a good angle here, kind of Steve Mauer's position. Trying to stay off that slick spot a little bit. And I'm kind of noticing as these guys are getting around the turn, about halfway through the turn, the car's kind of losing a lot of speed here. The guys on the inside are picking up a lot more and starting to fade up, and it's almost that middle line. These guys are dying in the middle of the turn, and then that's it. They're starting to collect each other up. I don't know if you ran anything like that, Isaac. You run any trouble like that out there on the track?
Oh, yeah, I did actually. Even in late models, what I'm thinking I'm seeing here is I expected what I would have expected as well is for them to both kind of slide up towards the wall, but maybe there's some people here that aren't truly comfortable running up next to the wall, and even on straightaways it can bite you. Actually, it really can, especially in open wheels. So maybe it's just him trying to stay off the wall and then Riley Burr, expecting him to, stay up towards the wall. So two misconceptions and just leads to a wreck.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscommunication here and there. I mean, that's what you're going to get. And it just, but you got to be thinking, I mean, these guys are getting around the track. I know we had top speed of about 80 miles an hour here so far, and then trying to kind of factor in where that guy's going to be. The only person who's got to be feeling super comfortable right now is Kurt Schatzer, still leading the race here. As he gets pulled away, we slide back to a 3-wide condition again. Robert Lynch there toward the outside. He slid all the way up into 4th. Good move there. So he's noticing that high line is really starting to work out at this point.
Yeah, I think Riley Burr here has some damage from that contact because his car is not driving straight at all.
Yeah, and Kevin Fry's come up from the back of the pack, and he is right on the bumper there of Kurt Schatzer.
Yeah, definitely. And we are looking here at Flying Kevin Fry here?
Flying Fry.
Yeah, that's it. Flying Fry here in the 21 machine as these guys are getting it done. Finally, getting some green flag laps here, getting moved up. Looks like so far Steve Mauer's kind of, whoa, man, squeaking right on the outside there of Riley Burr. Starting to see a lot of fast drivers out here on the track so far. Not too far off. Kevin Fry has still got Kurt Schatzer in the sights. Oh, man, we're back under caution
again.
We're back under caution. I think this one may have involved Calder, and that may be the culprit right there as we are on the tire.
Yeah, about a lap or so ago, Riley Burr and he got together, and he's been trying to get out of the infield for about 30 seconds. So yeah, I guess he's probably stuck on that tire. It almost looks like.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's driving on grease here. Easy on the throttle there, Bill.
Oh yeah, and in these cars on the grass, it's no joke, man. It is like an ice skating ring. Yeah, if you gas it up, you are not going to go straight.
Oh man, Bill Calder still trying to fight that tire. He's got a vendetta against it now. We'll move on though. It looks like Riley Burr, I believe he had to bring it down pits at this point. May have suffered a good amount of damage here.
Yeah, I think that'll be actually a really good thing for Riley though, because it did look like he had some damage. So maybe he can make up, even a spot or two.
Yeah, not too shabby. I don't see a scratch on that thing now. So right now, Kurt Schatzer still leading the race. Kevin Fry will end up being 2nd. Robert Lynch fought all the way back up into 3rd. Billy Robertson 4th. Steve Mauer 5th. And Riley Burr there in 6th. I think Bill Calder had to tow. I think he may have been stuck. And normally you see camaraderie out here. I would say, somebody go down there and kind of bump him off the tire, kind of get him off there. But I'm afraid somebody's worried about, if I get damage bumping him, if it kind of cuts me out of line, what happens. So, I mean, you can't blame the drivers for not going down there and kind of trying to knock him off that tire to get him back in the race.
No, and the other thing, too, to touch on here is this is an open event for all our drivers. Most of the time in these cars, we talked about that previous incident about a little miscommunication on the track. We've got guys racing each other that normally don't race each other. So you don't know tendencies and things like that. So that can lead to trouble like what we've seen so far in this race.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially I know Isaac, he'd be in the 358s, but seeing him try out the 360s and the Pro Lates is good to see, going across all 3 divisions as Kurt Schatzer gets fired away here. Yet once again, we'll see if Flying Fry here has got anything for him. May take a couple laps. A little slower is Robert Lynch there on the restart. Still a good battle back here. Looks like Riley Burr's trying to see if he can kind of resurrect what's going on. He was up there playing around in that 2nd, 3rd area, but still having a hard time. But right now,
we got a battle for the lead here.
Yeah, battle for the lead. God, go ahead, bud. Take it away.
Yeah, Kevin actually cleared him on the bottom. That bottom still has some life, but depending on how the track state goes, this actually might be a good thing for Kurt Schatzer coming into this next race. Even so, it might be a little strategy even from the E-main.
Yeah, and definitely.
Yeah, that'll put him on the outside. That'll put him in an outside starting position, which usually on the starts, that's a better place to be.
All right, and white flag's out. Only two turns left to go, so these guys are going to kind of duke it out here right there toward the end. Kevin Fry, Kurt Schatzer, Riley Burr, and Robert Lynch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Billy Roberts comes in 5th, and Steve Mauer there back in the 6th position. Looks like Bill Calder unfortunately got stuck on that tire, and it may have eliminated him for the night. Go ahead and take a quick look at our race results here, what we got, and that way you guys kind of see where he ended up. Man, really kind of a heck of a battle out here. Not too bad. And I give it to Kevin Fry for really kind of dicing it up there and getting his way back toward the front.
Yeah, Kevin's a guy that he's here in the C main, and Kevin's a pretty quick driver. He's one that I see up in the Renegades quite often. he's a guy that can run through this soup and get his way in. So don't sleep on him in this next race. I think that he'll make some noise there too.
All right, man. We'll get right to it. Let's go ahead and get Kevin Fry in here. Kevin Fry, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Kevin Fry, man. Now I guess that's why they call you Flying Fry. Here you are, man. Down victory lane so far. This is going to move you into the next into the D main. You are going to transfer 15 laps there for that one. Really, what was kind of the secret to getting around Kurt Schatzer here?
Just waiting for him to make a mistake or move up the racetrack just a little bit, or getting that slick stuff up there a little bit, and hopefully he'll make a mistake, and hopefully I can could have capitalized a little bit faster, but hey, it is what it is, and we move on to live another day. So.
All right, man. Well, up 6 positions in this race. Kind of you're getting a good feel for these 360s, and kind of how to get around here and what you're feeling at Charlotte. Man, this is a heck of a race. Like I said, we're going to be seeing you in the D mains. Anything to take away from this race to kind of go into the next heat?
Just biding your time and let everybody else crash in front of you, and just hopefully you don't get caught up in it as you're passing through the wreck. So, just that's my mentality for pretty much trying to make it up into the A. If I don't, it wasn't meant to be, but if I do, then it'd be awesome to do. So, be cool.
All right, Kevin Fry, man, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and let's get on to the next heat.
All right, my sponsor, I appreciate the Firm Motorsports, Dirty South Sim setups. Thanks for them for everything that they do. 2-1 iRacing Designs, keeping the wraps nice and crisp on all of our cars. So appreciate what they do, and appreciate you guys for broadcasting and making us look good on the old interweb.
All right, bud, appreciate it, and we'll see you next round, bud.
All right, thank you.
All right, everybody, there's Kurt Schatzer, and we're going to kind of round it up here. We're going to talk to the winners of each heat here tonight until we get to the C mains, and then we'll talk to our 3-2-1 winners for those following pieces at that point. But right now, we're going to shuffle you guys on to a commercial here real quick, chase down those pro late models, and let's get ready for the D main starting tonight.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, pro late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
This November, dirt racing's most celebrated stars align in an electrifying spectacle. The World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Case Late Models, and Super Dirt Car Series Big Blocks collide. 4 action-packed nights, 3 season champions. Get your tickets now. November 2nd through the 5th at the Dirt Track at Charlotte.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate it. Appreciate you joining back with us. Now, Pro Late Models is where we're going to be. Fortunately, for this entire week, Charlotte is definitely getting a workout here. They not a single inch of this track will not be scuffed up by some sort of rubber tire out there to get the dirt moved around, kind of slicking it up a whole bunch. Really, I know Isaac has put down a few laps. Talking to John here during the intermission commercial, he's put down a few laps here, and he says this track kind of kicked him around pretty well. But we got a lot of big things, and I know especially they're doing some different things on Thursday, especially for this Dirt Track Bank World Final. John, can you tell me a little bit more about it there, bud, right there, what they're kind of doing at the beginning with the drivers?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'll be driving a unique paint scheme on the Pace truck. We're going to do a special Pace truck that was done by Nick Vickery over at VMR Wraps. And that'll be one of the unique things that we're going to do. But we're also going to do driver intros that night. We're going to introduce all the drivers individually, give you a little bit on their background and you know, who they are and whatnot. And so everybody that makes that show, you know, they got friends, family, you know, whatever, watch them. They're going to get their moment of glory, their TV time all for themselves. It should be a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing how it all unfolds.
Awesome. And each of those drivers, they'll kind of drive out during that time under their own kind of vehicle, the ones they like their favorite?
Yep, they'll drive out, and what they'll do is pull out of the pits, and they'll slowly make their way around, around turns 1 and 2 through 3 and 4, and park on the front stretch. And as they're, kind of idling around, that'll give us an opportunity to tell everybody kind of who they are and, what their main thing is. I mean, this is what the unique part about this event is. You've got late model guys in sprint cars. You've got sprint car guys in late models, and it's neat to watch everybody kind of maybe step out of their comfort zones, and we can tell you who is, more of a, like I said, a late model guy or a sprint car guy, that kind of background, what races they've won or championships they've won, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome to hear about that, man. I'm excited to see how that goes. Isaac, I know you'll be driving around there. I'm assuming the 358 for you?
Oh yeah, that'll be the car that's out.
Glad you know. Haven't you made all 3?
Yeah, I've made all 3, but I've already made my choice. It'll be 358.
Oh, when you do the driver into?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, everybody, that is going to go ahead and bring us straight to the feature. So here we go, guys, gridding up already. Let's go ahead and get straight to it. Zach Neubauer is going to be bringing us off here on row 1 with Joseph Grandy on the outside in the 518. Robert Lynch, we saw him last race. He'll be starting in 3rd. Flying Fry in the 21 and 4th. Looks like Joseph Canellis in 5th. Mike Cranmer 6th. Steven Bixler will be in the 7th position. Let's see if Riley Burke can get loaded up here. And Bruce Hilton into the 9th position. A good stacked field. A few more feelings going to be hurt here a little bit. These guys are definitely going to have to put their head down and really, put the metal to the floor to get this done. I mean, at this point, wait, what? I would assume once you make it past the D mains here and into the C mains, there's got to be a pretty decent dent in the firewall at this point, trying to, get these guys around. And really, you don't know how much more you can push it to get any more out of the car. Kind of what's the secret to kind of staying composed here? Either one of you guys.
Well, first of all, let me jump in here real quick to say all these guys in this race, none of them are what I would call late model guys.
Exactly.
They're all sprint car guys, with the exception of the 518 on the outside front row, Joseph Grandy. And from everything I've seen him run, he's probably a little more of a modified guy. So he's probably going to have a little advantage here because he's used to a bigger, little heavier car. But the rest of these guys, hang on.
Yeah, definitely going to be quite a tumble up here, and really. We'll have to see, Isaac. You're in kind of this situation, man. You're kind of here on the back foot. You're facing elimination. What do you do?
Oh, you're gonna race your heart out and probably not give an inch, to be honest with you. So,
All
we
right,
have full body, so it might be a little bit better racing than the sprint cars.
Yeah, definitely. And we're really right now we're kind of seeing what Joseph Grandy can do here on that outside row. See a couple of guys clip the wall here and just a little bit. Flying Fry here on the outside, about to make contact with Robert Lynch, and we got a guy around already. Looks like Steven Bixler. The hits keep coming, and we kind of see he keeps spinning around, and I hate to see that for him. But he unfortunately that's just going to slide him just another spot back from where he started here, starting really on the back foot.
And that was really started. It wasn't in a fall to Bixler. They got to turn around. Mike Kramer there on the outside went into the corner and changed his lanes. And, you know, you got to be careful doing that on the start of a race. You should know you're in a pack and everything else. And he kind of changed lanes going through 3 and 4 and kicked that back end out, which these guys aren't used to the back stepping out like that. They're used to a big wing pushing it down. And he kicked it out and clipped the number 10 there, Bruce Hilton, and went right into the Bixler there and turned him around.
Yeah, I do want to give it out there for the number 10 car there, Bruce Hilton. Man, being able to kind of control it. You see him swing back up and having to avoid, again, Steven Bixler in the 75, just trying to get around him there. He's able to stay composed and get his way back toward the front, but that is okay by him. Let me see if we can go ahead and get this kind of squared away here just a little bit here.
Yeah, but that's, like I said, these guys aren't late model guys here, and Mike probably made a move that he's used to making in a sprint car, and, you know, turning down like that in a sprint car, you can get away with doing that because, you, like I said, you got a big wing on the top. It's giving you a lot of downforce. You can do that. Well, these late models don't have near as much downforce. He probably turned that wheel, and that back end came around. He probably was a bit surprised, I'll bet.
Oh, yeah. Steve King Foundation truck is off the track. We'll be resuming green flag racing here. Hopefully we'll be able to get a good 6-8 laps in here. I know let's see Robert Lynch there in the 121 really starting to give a shove to the leader, and we'll see how they get around here. Already kind of smashing. We are up here kind of in the spotter tower here, kind of getting good separation. See if these guys get calmed down. Already sliding back back there.
Big wreck.
Yeah, it looks like Canellis.
Bixler again.
Bixler's
That's Bixler, yeah. They got into the back straightaway wall and hooked into the number 10 again, but everything is still green, and now we got a caution.
Oh, why? What in the world? What happened? I think Bixler's in the infield now.
I believe it was admin caution, just because the actual caution should have came out there and it didn't.
It should have.
I will say though, even though we are having some caution laps, or you know these yellows again, there's actually been really good racing up towards the front. They're kind of keeping it too wide, getting decent yaw or like good rotation in the corner. I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm glad the admin threw the caution there, because last night I tell you I saw some things that the caution should have come out, and I don't want to start rumors, but I think Barney might have a drinking problem because he missed a lot.
Yes. Barney in the booth, up in the flag stand, man, trying to figure out what to do and get it done. Man, he doesn't know when to go. I kind of thought that may have brought a caution, or if it was just a single car accident there, but seems everything is still fine and dandy. Zach Neubauer still leading the race here. Joseph Grandy second, Robert Lynch in third. So far, these guys are advancing. Kevin Fry, Joseph Canellis, and Mike Cranmer right now are the top 6. Who is in the hot seat right now is Bruce Hilton and Steven Bixler right now. These guys are in the hot seat. They've got to get moved up and fast. But being fast or last, join the Dirt Track Bank team. Dirt Track Bank is banking on the high banks. Even without bricks and mortar, their online bank is for racer, the fan, the curious, or anyone who wants to be a part of something cool. Jay Burdick, president of Malvern Bank, has developed an online bank to support his passion for dirt track racing and give everyone associated with the world of dirt track racing a bank they can call their own. Take some hot laps and learn more about the Dirt Track Bank. Dirt Track Bank is committed to drivers and fans. Guys, check them out, especially and seeing how they put forth a little bit of moolah here to make this happen here. Everything for Mission 22 as well, especially registration fees. But Zach Neubauer taking off here. Joseph Grandy kind of under fire already by Robert Lynch on the inside of the 121. But watch Kevin Fry here. Kevin Fry is about to do some pushing of his own here on the inside. Ooh, man, having to make a good checkup here for Robert Lynch as Grandy slings his way on the outside. So Grandy back up into second. And this is, like you guys were saying, this is some good racing here so far.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is, too, they're racing hard up there, but you've got to take a risk-reward assessment here. Those guys that are really, really racing hard, they're in transfer positions. Now, if they get turned around or they make a mistake and hit a wall, that can take them out of the thing when they're well inside the danger zone here.
Right.
Now, we got a challenge for the lead here with Grandy running the high side, actually. I think that line might be starting to come in a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly the way it looks. Starting to look like it's kind of getting a little tackier there for him, so he's able to get a lot more corner exit. And away he goes. Grandy scrapes the lead there just for a little bit. but we'll see if he can hold it off, as Zach Neubauer here is going to have to kind of, oh boy, as they're kind of squeaking their way past down the back chute here. Kind of squaring this one away here, guys. And really, it's a heck of a shot here for Grandy on the outside. Now, I know you guys say we are still in move-up spots. How does this help transfer into the next heat?
Well, they're figuring out what their cars do, where it likes to run. They should be anyway, paying attention to the track conditions and know where the lines are and all that kind of good stuff. But Grandy being on the top there, that gives you an advantage in these cars because they are a bit of a momentum car, and when you're up top like that, you're not putting as much wheel into it, so you're keeping your momentum up, you're keeping your RPMs up, and it just really allows you to build momentum. And once you get it going, it's a big advantage over the guys on the bottom because they're turning the wheel, which scrubs speed, and it kills your momentum and can bring your RPMs down and slow you down.
Yeah, I would probably say it's a good idea to stay up front, seeing that you will end up at least middle of the field coming into the C main here. Last thing you want to do is if you end up at that cutoff spot of 6th, you will start in the back in the 6th row of the C main here. So staying up front, Grandy wants to make sure he can definitely keep a row 4 start going into the C main, but he's only got a couple more laps to really hold Zach Neubauer in the 52 machine off. Kevin Fry in 3rd.
Oh, we got one upside down.
Big wreck. Oh, right before the line.
Yeah, and that's Lynch, and he's going to have to take a tow. That may sink him with going to be a green-white checkered, maybe.
Oh.
Clip that tire.
Yeah.
And he was in a transfer position, and that what I just touched on, what I just said. How hard do you push here? You're moving on to the next round. Sometimes you just gotta take what you have and live to fight another day here.
Yeah, so what do you think happened here, Salas? It looks like kind of the track, is it too tacky there, or it wasn't slick enough? I mean, it looked like it wasn't rotating. It didn't slide up the track. It stuck on him and kind of shot him straight forward here.
It looks like he kind of misjudged, and then to kind of save himself, it's almost like he just stayed in the throttle to just kind of miss it, and by the time he realized he was going to get the tire, it was just too late.
And that is unfortunate there. I always like talking to Robert Lynch. He's kind of he has a good head on his shoulders. But man, right now that thing has got to be got steam coming out of his ears on that one, because he had a shot here, and it seems a little fumble right here toward the end is going to go ahead and kind of mix him up. So right now, Mike Cranmer now in the hot seat now. Seeing that Lynch and Riley Burr were unable to grid up here so far. So right now, Mike Cranmer in that 70 has got to make something happen here. He's got to figure out how to get around Steven Bixler or Bruce Hilton here. One of those two guys to slide up into a contention spot. We'll have to see, what ends up happening.
Here we go.
Robert Lynch is back out on the track. I don't know if that's going to cause some trouble for some lap traffic. We'll see what happens here as Joseph Grandy takes off. White flag next time we cross the line. Good start by Grandy. He's got plenty of space here. But I've seen Grandy gets his head a little too far in the clouds. As long as he can keep his line, he's got a good shot at this. White flag is out. As long as he doesn't get up into the hills so far, not too shabby. Looks like Kevin Fry still trying to see if he can fight for that second position on the bottom line.
Here comes the send by Bixler.
Ooh. Bixler squeaks through, which unfortunately eliminates Mike Cranmer and Robert Lynch. So Grandy, Neubauer, Kevin Fry, Canellis, Bruce Hilton, and Steven Bixler. And talk about awesome. I mean, Bixler ended up in a couple of cautions here and still was able to make a cutoff spot. But he is definitely going to have to take that one down in the pit. That thing is bent up something fierce. There is nothing left of that car. Man. All right, let's see if we can go ahead and chase down our guy here real quick. Joseph Grandy. Made it happen. There he is, Joseph Grandy. Got a copy? Oh, come on, Joseph. You can do it.
What's going on?
There you are. All right, man, dude. You come away with the D main win here, moving you into the C main. How's your confidence right now?
I'm going to stay up there as far as the next main goes. I'm not sure how many guys
Come on, Joseph. We're battling your mic here, bud. Turn it up a little bit. Give me something.
It's hard to move from the back, so we'll see.
All right, man. Well, that 518 sure got it done. You kind of figured out a way to kind of negotiate around Zach Neubauer there. You know, how's Charlotte coming in for you here, bud?
It's fine. I'm pretty getting pretty comfortable with these cars. Way more confident on the top side with these cars than I am sprint cars. So we'll see how good I can go battling from the back.
All right, man. Well, we'll have to see what you can get it done, man. Go ahead and give me a shout-out, and let's get you warmed up for the next round.
I'd like to thank you guys for the broadcast, Coast to Coast sponsors for everything they do.
All right, fantastic job there, Joseph Grandin. We'll catch up with you later, bud.
Have a good one.
All right, that should be everybody. Looks like
Hey,
Kevin
Pat.
Fry. Yeah, go ahead.
Roger did say we can interview the top 3.
All right, well, in that case, let's go ahead and talk to Flying Fry here. Kevin Fry, dude, you made it. How's it feel so far? At least getting the 3rd position here.
That was nail biting for sure. I didn't want to screw up Zach and his timing and everything, so I just kept him in a little room, and hopefully I could have got enough momentum to pass him, but he was a lot better up top, so I just let him have it, and I knew that all 3 of us were going to make it, so I was just like, I'm not going to push the issue. So that was fun though.
All right, man. So you are finding some sort of success on the bottom. As the track wears down, are you losing any kind of confidence down there, or is you're considering rotating back up toward the top?
Yeah, that was. I mean, those 2 were up top, and I was like, I can't pass him up top, so I'll just try the bottom, and if I get passed on the top again, then I'll just go back up to the top. 'Cause I know I had a little bit of leeway in the lineup, so I was like, I'll try the bottom. If it works, it works. If it don't, I'll go back up to the top and just maintain 4th, 5th, or 6th. So I just bided my time, and hopefully it was going to stick and work. But they had the momentum up top, so it was definitely fun for sure.
All right, man. Go ahead and give me a shout out, so let's get you warmed up for the next round.
All right, the Firm Motorsports again, also with Dirty Sets, also with 2-1 Designs, and you guys for making us look awesome on TV.
All right, Kevin Fry, fantastic job, bud. We'll catch up with you later.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, everybody. And really, that's he got it done. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and especially, keeping the confidence of not taking out another driver is always a good thing to see. Right now, I want to talk to the 52, but we're going to let John and Isaac take this one away with Zach Neubauer in the 52 machine.
Go for it.
Oh, well, beautiful. Zach,
know if you
one
guys
of my
can hear
first
me. I can
interviews,
hear
so
you.
good luck. but what was the plan for tonight? Let's start with that.
Zach,
don't leave me hanging here.
Yeah, Zach, I heard you, bud. Where you at? 3, 2, 1. Zach. All right. Well, it looks like Zach may
We're
be
trying to have mic issues, apparently.
Yeah, he may have some technical issues here, but hopefully, we'll be able to actually catch up with him in the C-Main. If he can continue his charge forward like he is now, he'll have Kurt Schatzer, Richard Holland, Jeff Flaro. He's got a lot of guys he's going to have to battle for that spot next round. But we'll go ahead and chase back him back down. Hopefully next round, guys. Back to commercial. Let's go ahead and see if we can find our 358s. Isaac, you should be excited about this, man.
Oh, I'm stoked for this. This is what I like to watch.
All right, everybody, and we will be right back.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
This October. Some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
This November, dirt racing's most celebrated stars align in an electrifying spectacle. The World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Case Late Models, and Super Dirt Car Series Big Blocks collide. 4 action-packed nights, 3 season champions. Get your tickets now. November 2nd through the 5th at the Dirt Track at Charlotte.
I am Sergeant Clay Warren. I suffered from PTSD. In 2013, I ended my own life. Now my voice has been brought back to speak to people like me. Know that you're not the only one. Things can get better. You don't have to carry that burden anymore. Speak up now to get the help that you need.
22 veterans end their lives every day. You just heard the reconstructed voice of one of them. Seek help at mission22.com.
All right, everybody, and we are back. 358 Modifieds is what we got here for us tonight. Isaac Salas, like I said, has already slid his way into the feature so far, so no harm, no foul on his end. Pretty easy for him. We're taking a little look here at Mike Cranmer in the 70, and we'll kind of see these guys kind of get around the track here a little bit and get a good feel out. For both of you guys, what is the biggest difference once you get to out of those pro late models and into the 358s?
Well, I think my big thing is how, and this is going to sound crazy because I know that John said it before with momentum based, but these things are all about momentum. It doesn't matter if it's top line, bottom line. If you don't have good momentum in these cars, you're going to start suffering. With pros, on the other hand, you can at least kind of, I wouldn't say save yourself necessarily, but if you make a little bit of a mistake and lose a little momentum, you have a lot better chance of regaining momentum faster in a pro late more than a 358.
All right, what about you, John? What are you feeling?
Yeah, he's exactly right. These things are definitely way more momentum based, and the late models have a lot more downforce to them. Obviously, looking at their bodies and whatnot, you can just see it. And I guess I've never looked at the power ratio, but the one thing about the pro lates is if you do bog it down, you can get it going again pretty quickly compared to what these cars do. And if you bog the motors down here, if you're like on somebody's tail, you're going to lose 3-4 car lengths probably in the next half a lap, trying to re-get to it. But the other thing, I guess, I don't know if you've gotten used to this yet, Patrick, because I know you're an asphalt guy, but these cars, not only these cars, but all these dirt cars, sometimes you got to just drive them right to the outside wall and then turn them. And that's a lot different from what you see on the asphalt.
Yeah, definitely, like you said. So as we get going here, looks like they are ready to grid up. Paul Thompson, Gary Sigelkow in the front row. Kevin Davis, very fast car. We'll see how he does in the 121, starting third. Mark Gilbert in fourth. Kevin Fry in fifth. Looks like Joseph Canellis will be starting in sixth. Mike Cranmer in seventh. Really, Steven Spees. We'll see how he does. Interesting to see him starting from the back here, guys, with Bruce Hilton in the ninth position. Why is Steven Spees so far back here? I would expect to see him closer to the front, especially in that 55 machine.
Well, two reasons. Number one, he had some trouble on his opening night. I think he got in a wreck. And then the last chance qualifier on Monday, he didn't race. So he's got some work cut out, but I know it's going to sound biased because obviously he's my teammate, but I don't expect him to be there for very long.
All right. Well, I know Steven Spees, man, he definitely gets on a move. And I know I kind of cut him off a couple times during interviews sometimes, not asking him about his sponsors or anything like that, and really kind of got hammered around. And just it's interesting to see fast drivers getting pushed so far to the back. It's not what you want to see, but it happens. I mean, I know I've seen you, Isaac Salas, up there battling even on the asphalt. I've seen you get up to the top three. And even you, John, you guys get a good line and then just kind of one bump in a corner and your night's over. You're in the back of the pack.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot. And, I mean, that's the fun part about racing. You just don't ever know. I mean, it's not like, okay, he's the fastest guy. Let's give him the trophy and go home, man. You got to go out there and do it.
You gotta actually go and do it, just like these guys are about to.
Yep.
Right, getting it underway. Paul Thompson, Gary Sigelkow in the front row. Interesting to see Gary Sigelkow up here. I've seen he's been improving these past couple of weeks in that 25 machine, seeming to get underway. A lot of tutelage from the C2C Racing School and a few of his other teammates here. Seems to be holding his own here pretty well, especially almost on a 5-wide condition there, 4 to be for sure, as he is right in the middle of this sandwich here. 337 of Paul Thompson, kind of pinching him down there toward the bottom on Kevin Fry. Interesting to see. Oh, man, as Kevin Davis, man, starting to squeak this inside line here, guys. Really, we'll have to see what if that inside line is going to keep working for him.
Yeah, there's enough tack out there right now that it can. It's just to make that work, you've got to make sure you get the right angle going into the corner to allow you to keep that momentum up. If you take a shallow entry, forget about it. It's not going to work out too well for you. But you've got to kind of take a little bit of a wide arc, which is going to put a little pressure on you not to kind of door that guy on the outside there. But the wider arc you can get to the bottom, the faster you'll go.
Yeah, and we're kind of taking a peek here from the outside. Still looking at Gary Sigelkow there. Kind of has a good idea of how he's going, but it looks like Mike Cranmer may be around. as I see him toward the back here. Let me see if we can get a quick rundown.
Yeah, looks like he had a little help there, but that's a deal where I think he got a little bit loose there, got that back on, hung out a little bit, and Hilton there couldn't do much other than hit him there at that point. So, but hey, guess what? We get to throw a caution here and bunch him back up and do it again and see another crazy start, man. That's kind of nuts there, that last one.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, there was. I think we were 3 wide for a little bit there as well, and everyone mostly kept it clean and even off of each other for the most part.
Yeah, pretty good job by these guys out here so far. I do want to say, at least one decent thing out there so far. A lot of these drivers holding their own. They weren't really hammering into each other, trying to, kill each other toward the end. But they were able to save it so far. I know Kevin Fry, he's up 4 positions so far, so he seems to be doing a fantastic job out there in the 21 machine. Gary, he fell back here just a hair down there toward the back. So, it's interesting to see. And with the, I was going to make the joke, with Bruce Hilton kind of getting in the back of Mike Cranmer there. Is that the momentum you guys were talking about, getting through the turns there?
Yes, as soon as Cranmer's back end stepped out, I guaranteed if we looked at his telemetry, he probably lost close to 10 mile an hour right there.
Oh yeah, a lot,
if not more.
Another big one was I saw that Mark and Kevin were kind of side by side for a while there, and you could just see how different the momentum was coming out of the corners.
Yeah, for certain. And we're seeing Paul Thompson and Mark Gilbert get at it again. Away they go. So another green flag restart for these guys. First one of the night. Gary Sigwakow, look at that. I'd give it to him. Look at that. He's holding his own. Kind of hooks that tire there. Oh, no.
They're wrecking.
He was not letting Kevin Fry get any piece of that.
Oh, and Kevin got it back up on all fours. Good for him.
Oh, Kevin's hurting though.
Ben.
Yeah. Well, the laps don't count under caution, so as long as he doesn't have to tow, but it looks like he may have to tow. Well, he's not. He's going to give it a whirl.
Yeah, I think he's going to make it. I can't believe he's going to make it to the pits like that. That is impressive.
I'll tell you, though, Isaac, if he would have had that happen in turn 1 where he had to drive around,
I don't know if he could have made it.
Yeah, he'd have been in trouble. But that's a case of really two guys kind of, we've talked about it earlier. You can't really give a whole lot. It's got to be all taken, these things. And two guys going for the same spot, and you hit the nail on the head there, Patrick, about, not letting them have it. And that's really what that boiled down to.
Yeah, and it didn't look
it looked like they just couldn't get released almost either. Like they both kind of washed up the track in the exact same way. Like it was like their bars got hooked. I know it probably wasn't because it's iRacing, but
oh, I've been hooked. I've been hooked like that before in different cars in iRacing where I've gotten towed. I was actually doing an asphalt race in a super late model and got into the back of another guy because he hit the brakes, and then once he took off and he turned into turn 1 at the bull ring in Vegas, he turned and it whipped me out to the wall because I was hooked to his bumper. I mean, it was the damnedest thing I've ever had happen to me there. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it just flung me.
Oh man, as we're getting ready to bring this under another green flag restart here. Let's go ahead and get this one underway. 337 of Paul Thompson and Kevin Davis up on the front. I know a couple of crowd favorite out there for Kevin Davis. Steven Speed still back there in the 6th position. Got a lot of work to do to get charged farther up toward the front. He is in the cutoff position, but man, I would hate to be dangling on the edge of the table here. As you see the 76 on Mark Gilbert slicing toward the inside of the 337 of Paul Thompson. So Thompson falling off pretty bad here. Joseph Canellis seems to be doing just fine up there into the 2nd position so far. But let's watch Paul Thompson, that 337, kind of being a little selective of his line here. Top, bottom, not really staying true to one line here so far. But 337 takes out Mark Gilbert into the wall. Gilbert is around, and we stayed on that one the whole time. Barney, what are you doing? There you go. Good
I told you, I don't want to start rumors. I think he's got a drinking problem. I'll go back.
I think he's got a
definitely
drinking
a
problem.
Possibility here.
I mean, he's not too far from moonshine country. I mean, this is the area where Junior Johnson and all those cats, were running those moonshine way back when.
Let's see if we can rotate it back here just a little bit. There was the contact. Give it to the 76 for doing his best to try to hold this together.
Yeah, and again, that's just basically, sense of urgency, not having to give and everything else. Guys going for the same spot, and bam.
His car has been up pretty bad. Hopefully he was able to bring that down pit road here. It's like Gary Sigelcow coming down pit road as well. Guess it takes a lot of practice, especially for me being asphalt. That is not the right way to go into pit. How do you know where your pit box is, guys?
There's a guy. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't see him, but
Yeah,
there's a guy.
you drive to the guy.
All right, I just drive over and, all right, well, here's an empty spot. Let's go ahead and go there. I mean, just...
Yeah,
He
no,
just kind of hangs out, doesn't really do much. Just
Yeah. He might occasionally open his coat and show you buy a walk.
Oh, okay. Man,
give you a bottle of Barney's hooch.
there you go.
usually just sits down there and eats ice cream and hold the sign for you, but
All right. Ice cream. Ice cream.
ice cream.
Here we go. Got enough trouble driving around the track as it is. All right, before I get copyrighted for the Days of Thunder mark there.
I love it because I actually have a three-piece painting of that right above my computer monitors.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yes, I love it.
Dang, we are way off topic here.
That is all right, man. That is all right. As we are seeing the Steve King pace truck drive off the surface once again. Kevin Davis will bring us to the green flag. Joseph Canellis behind him. And if I'm not mistaken, that should be the 55 of Steven Spees, who is fortunately from 6th to third at this point. Is saying Sigelcow, but
big
he'll
check
kind of
on the
march him
start.
back at this point. But it looks like Spees goes ahead and
Oh.
gets an okay start. Boy, look at that jam up. Whoa, look out.
Dang, Bruce Hilton.
Yeah. This goes back to the starts, and I look at a lot of races we do through the week, and when guys, on restarts, you cannot change lanes unless you know that you're, around, and it's a common mistake. I mean, it's not any one guy that does it, and that was just a case of a guy changing lanes to get that better angle. We've touched on how important it is to be getting, keeping your momentum up, and that's just a guy trying to get a better angle, swung out and fenced the 76 there.
Yeah, I would question here, kind of looking at the replay. If we are single file, how did we get double wide at the restart?
So there's a
Aggression.
big old checkup where I believe it was when they start checking up. I believe Bruce just didn't go as fast, and so you're allowed to pass on the outside. You're not allowed to pass on the inside after a start. And so
Well, you're not supposed to pass before the
Wow.
start-finish line
Right,
at all
that is
here.
true.
That's the only
Rules
thing
as
I was
well.
concerned about.
forgot about that. Thank you for reminding
Yeah,
me.
that's the only thing is I saw the 76 and Mark Gilbert kind of slinging to the outside there, and I was kind of petrified saying that, he's about to black flag himself. So him kind of getting a little hungry here, kind of shooting toward the outside, may have kind of sunk him already trying to pass Mike Cranmer. And at that point, I mean, I guess I can't really blame Bruce Hilton. He's 76 isn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, and like I said, I not putting anything, but when you change lanes, you just got to know. And I'm not saying that guy should have or shouldn't have been there, but it just helps if you've got a little higher awareness. And like I said, that's not something unusual. I mean, guys do it all the time with changing lanes in the corners. And I'll say, I don't want to say a majority, but a pretty high percentage of our incidents come in the corners and with guys changing lanes.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and try this one more time.
Restart.
And Kevin Davis is going to take us to the green flag. And Isaac, I haven't heard a lot out of you, man. Go ahead and take this one.
Well, okay, so Kevin gets us going here, and it's a really good start for him. Joe and Steven here actually got good starts. We're 3 wide at it, too. But after that, I mean, it kind of fell off, a little bit slower reaction time, but good lines out of the 3 of them, just kind of keeping pace with each other to stay clean and get into the show here.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially Steven Spees. I'd like to give a shout out for him in that 55. You see him in that giant cool ray on the side of his vehicle there. He's battled from the back. I mean, he was kind of in that back row, and now he's up here battling for a podium position. So awesome job here by Steven Spees. The key is now, with 3 to go, is stay clean, stay clean, stay clean. I understand if you kind of want the inside or outside on the transfer position, where you end up in the next round to battle maybe one more spot ahead. But, this is going to be tough as you see Steven Spees kind of dialing toward the inside.
Oh, boy.
Captured the lead at this point. As you can see, it looks like Kevin Davis kind of floats up into Canellis there. Canellis kind of has the outside line. Oh,
Ooh,
man.
crossover.
Yep, there they go, and we're getting it around. White flag next time by Steven Spees toward the center, and he's going to have to block out Joseph Canellis there toward the top. Right now, battle for the lead. Steven Spees and Kevin Davis at the white flag. So far, turn exit is working out perfectly for Steven Spees at this point. No slide jobs required for him, but we'll have to watch because it looks like Kevin Davis only has 2 more turns to get it done.
Oh, they're going to be side by side coming the line.
Side by side, here they go, and Steven Spees squeaks
Oh,
out.
Steven over Kevin.
Yep, he just
I was a
squeaked it by
cheerleader.
there. From what I'm seeing here,
Good race by those top 3 right there.
Yeah, about 92 thousandths of a second. Pretty close race there, ladies and gentlemen. That was a tough one. Hate to see Gary Sigelkow. He's doing quite well out here. And ended up in that 8th place. Kevin Fry in 9th, and Mike Cranmer in the 7th position. Those gentlemen will be eliminated for the next round. So that means Spees, Davis, Canellis, Thompson, Hilton, and Gilbert. These guys are going to move on to the next shot. Good racing by a lot of these drivers out here so far, especially Steven Spees. Man, that guy started from the back and was able to win this. Isaac, how dangerous are you thinking Steven Spees is here if he can make it to the feature?
Oh, he'll be good. He's a very solid driver. He has bad luck a lot, to be honest with you. So that's a thing. But yeah, man, he understands the lines. I think him and John are pretty good about knowing where to be at. So, yeah, I think he'll be something for the rest of the night for sure in 358s.
All right, let's see if we can go ahead and round up some of our guys here so far. I found Kevin Davis, and we are still on the hunt for Mr. Canellis. I do not see. There you are, Joe Canellis. Gotcha, buddy. There we are. All right, John, I will let you go ahead and take it away. Actually, with our 3rd place finisher here of Joe Canellis.
He's not. Oh.
Hey, Joe, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy? Joe Canellis, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Uh-oh.
Joe Canellis, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
One more time.
Why don't we go on to one of the other guys? We'll come back to Joe and give him one more chance after we're done with the other guys here.
That's a great idea.
Maybe it's our room right now.
That is a great idea, and I was going to say, actually third. Let's go to 2nd place, actually, of Kevin Davis in the 121 car. Kevin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, there we go. We got somebody with a mic here, man. Fantastic job here tonight. Steven Spees was kind of able to overcome you here in the final few laps, kind of track breaking down on you a little bit here.
Yeah, the line I chose to run wasn't quite the fastest line of the race, and I struggle with that sometimes, following the track and where I need to go. We're working on that and practicing, and he definitely found the fast line. He's a fast driver. We had a clean little battle there at the end. It was a lot of fun.
All right, man. Still seems to be doing quite well. This will move you to the C main. You're not quite out of the woods yet. You do secure a transfer spot. Kind of what's the mentality going into the next round?
I mean, honestly, every race we go into, and it's just most important thing is keeping the nose clean. I feel like hopefully if we can just keep it clean and get some green flag laps going, I think we'll be able to hopefully move up into another transfer spot and see if we can't put it in the big show. We definitely got a lot of work ahead of us, but yeah, I think it'll be a fun trip up there.
Yep, every race is dangerous. You got to fight for every spot to get to the next round. Fantastic job tonight, bud. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs, and let's get you prepped for the next round.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to Downrange Transport doing all they do, providing our sim equipment and our membership to be able to do all this each night that we get to do it. Venom Racing, great team. Love them guys. Magnum Race Designs, Brian gave me a heck of a paint job. Can't wait to see what we have in hold for next year. I think it's going to be fire. And shout out to my buddy with his Twitch TV, Havoc of Masashi. Other than that, that's all I got.
All right, Kevin Davis, great job tonight, bud, and can't wait to see what you got for us next round, bud. Get rested up and get ready.
I appreciate it. I hope I get to make it back up here.
Oh yeah.
Good job, Kevin.
Thanks,
I was
Isaac.
cheering you on the whole time. Don't worry.
Oh man. All right, there's Kevin Davis. Isaac, I am sorry about that, bud. Something just kind of worked over me there and said, wait a second. That's right. Isaac wanted to talk to him. Dude, I just realized that right at the end. Dude, I'm so sorry about that.
You're good, buddy.
Oh
You're
my
good.
God, dude. Well, hopefully we are able to catch up with him. Fortunately, right now we have caught up with our race winner here tonight for the Cool Ray Designs. Really, Steven Spees was able to come away with the win for this one. Guys, you guys kind of virtually give me a rock, paper, scissors here, and somebody talk to Steven Spees.
I'll grab.
Yeah,
I'll
let the
take
teammate
Steven.
get him.
Make it
Steven Spees. Steven Spees, this is John. You got a copy?
I do have a copy.
Well, man, you parked it on that one. Did a nice job coming through the field. You're patient early on. Walk me through your race here and tell me how you got it done.
Yeah, I was a little worried on the original start. Things got jumbled up and jostled around a bit, and I felt like I fell pretty far behind. And then these kind of lower horsepower cars where it's all momentum. I was a little worried if we didn't have at least one caution that I was going to be out to lunch, but we had too many cautions for such a short race, but that's just how it works out sometimes. And there, the last, I don't know, I think we had a 6-lap run to end it. Had just kind of worked my way up to third through attrition or whatever the case may be, and had a line that worked. So kind of found that and just rode it, and it took me up front, and then was able to hold it those last few laps where we looked like we had some good racing finally there at the end of this. So that was fun.
Yeah, the three of you put on a pretty good show there for the last 3 or 4 laps. And did you give any thought about, I talked earlier in the broadcast about risk reward. Can you tell guys, the people watching, a little bit about your mindset? Once you got up to third, you're in a transfer spot. How do you weigh how hard you're going to push to maybe get another spot or take the lead in your case?
Yeah, I was actually going to be happy just riding in third there. Looked like we had a little bit of a gap, so I was fine rolling. But just that the line that I had found there, the other guys weren't using, and was able to make some passes with it. I was getting a little nervous the last lap or two when I got in the lead. He was running. I think Kevin was running the low line there, and I was trying to leave tons of room, and if he got past me, so be it. It was just about making sure we didn't have any contact and just getting through it. I don't think the D main pays very much, so just got to get going.
10-4, man. Who would you like to give a shout out on for your run here?
First of all, we have to say thanks to Cool Ray, the title sponsor on my 358 modified. Hopefully that comes across in the paint. And really have to say thanks to all the folks putting this on, putting the work in all week, helping out, making this event happen. And certainly I was looking up Dirt Track Bank and really like what they're doing there. It's the Melbourne Bank behind them sponsors the late model series here regionally in the Midwest, so we get to go watch that group run, and it's cool to see that they're doing something else that's kind of be targeted at this market and helping people out, getting financed or whatever they need to get their race programs going. It's a cool thing. So they're putting some cash into this thing to make it run. So let's reward them by giving them our business.
10-4. Hopefully we'll talk to you again here a little later on. Get that thing tuned up. Get it ready for the next race, man.
Let's hope so. We'll go. I think we got the corn done. It's time to go plow some or harvest some wheat next.
All right, man. We'll look forward to seeing you. That's Steven Spees, our winner in that D main, I believe, and hopefully we'll get to see him a little later.
Yeah, it is Steven Spees in the 55 machine. We'll try one more time with Joe Canellis here in just a second, but I like how he brought up the Dirt Track Bank. Keep in mind, they are dedicated to supporting dirt track racing. With the Dirt Track Bank account, you help them offer a race hauler loans and sponsorships for the Dirt Track Series races and the individual cars. So really something great to look out for on that one. Joe Canellis, we're going to try one more time. Isaac, see if you can get him.
All right, Joe, do you got us? I see it lighting up green, but I can't hear him.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh, Joe, I got
there
you.
He is.
Well, how's it going, Joe?
Oh,
That was
interview, sorry.
Oh, no worries. So you come home with a third place finish out of that. How you feeling? How'd the track feel? How'd the car feel? You look pretty solid out there.
Well, I felt good. I've run some laps in it. It's not my car, really, to get around the track in. I'm more in the sprint car, just not comfortable in them. But I had a blast, and it was a lot of fun, and just trying to stay high and stay out of the way.
Well, there you go. I mean, good. I'm glad because I think you're going to be able to absolutely get a little bit up closer to the frontier in this next main as well. And a side note, I really love the Mission 22 scheme you have on there. That thing is absolutely gorgeous. So it was awesome to get some TV time for it.
That's awesome. I appreciate it. That's what this is all about. We appreciate you guys putting on this show, and I appreciate my girl letting me sit down here and run on this sim. So thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us. Do you have any shout outs to give?
We let the dogs out for you, Worldwide Sports Podcast, the Salty Dog Race Team, Roger, Bill, everybody that puts on the show here, and you guys. Appreciate it.
Girlfriend and the wife. Don't forget the girlfriend and the wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Tracy. Love you, girl.
Attaboy. There we go. All right, Joe Canellis. Fantastic job tonight, bud. We'll see you in the next round.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe.
All right, guys, man, really, we're starting to kind of wrap it up here pretty good. So far, we've already been through almost 2/3 of the D main at this point. We got to chase down, I believe, the 360s here. We're going to see these guys kind of duke it out. We saw them at the E main. Now it's time for the D, so we're going to shave off a bunch more guys here as we get charged into the next round. Unfortunately, Gary Sigelcow got cut from there, but I am fairly certain he is qualified for the D main. Actually, for the 360, so he's got another chance to see if he can get into the big show. Guys, we're going to cut away to commercial, and we'll be right back.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
This November, dirt racing's most celebrated stars align in an electrifying spectacle. The World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Case Late Models, and Super Dirt Car Series Big Blocks collide. 4 action-packed nights, 3 season champions. Get your tickets now. November 2nd through the 5th at the Dirt Track at Charlotte.
I am Sergeant Clay Warren. I suffer from PTSD. In 2013, I ended my own life. Now my voice has been brought back to speak to people like me. Know that you're not the only one. Things can get better. You don't have to carry that burden anymore. Speak up now to get the help that you need.
22 veterans end their lives every day. You just heard the reconstructed voice of one of them. Seek help at mission22.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are now to the final D main here in the 360s. We're seeing, gonna see these guys get it done right now. I got about 10 guys lined up. That will eliminate at least 4 of them. So 6 guys will move to the C mains here tonight, which will continue our trek toward the front. The pressure has got to be mounting for some of these drivers who barely eked through the E main here and now into the D main. You know, kind of. I've never been really in a position in heats, you know, guys, you guys are dirt racers here. You know, Isaac, really, what do you do, you know, when you're kind of got your back against the wall here? How do I push my way forward and continue to have a positive attitude, know I'm going to work my way forward?
Well, I think the biggest thing that for me, and I even made one of our friends, Nick, put it on my car. It just says patience. And I realized that when I get patient, I start getting a whole lot more consistent with my lines, with my laps, and usually when I'm not making a bunch of big adjustments, big mistakes, stuff like that, I usually start passing people. So I think if someone can get in the right mindset of just, you know, being calm and knowing that they got time in this, they got 15 laps to get up there. Once it's those final 5, I mean, it's probably hell broke loose, but I mean, you gotta have a stable mind coming into one of these races.
All right, looks like we are already gridding here, ladies and gentlemen. Away we go. Let's go ahead and get our grid up right now. Pat Boyce and Barry Golden are going to be starting out in our front row. Gary Sigelkow into the 3rd position. Steven Bixler 4th. Dustin Sargent, good to see him here in the 5th position with Kevin Fry in 6th. Kurt Schatzer in the 7th, starting 7th. Robert Lynch into the 8th. That puts Billy Roberts and Steve Maurer on the back row. In row 5, definitely a hard charge by these guys to get their way up toward the front. Definitely going to be, it's going to be kind of really a hill to climb. And it's, to me here, John, I kind of get a little nervous, you know, at a point like this, is you've made it through the E main, now we're into the D main. And it just keeps getting harder and harder and harder to kind of see that Cinderella story from, you know, coming from the E main all the way to the feature. It is a possibility, but really, you know, just being able to keep your head down here and push your way to the front, it just seems like such a steep hill here to climb.
Yeah, and I usually operate on a checklist kind of mindset. It's like, okay, you know, first thing, let's get through lap 1 clean, then figure out where we're at, and then go to work. And you know, it's going to get harder. So where you could be probably a little more patient in that E main because you know the car count and you know the guys at varying speeds, it is going to get more difficult. So you can't wait around to make passes. You got to go.
Absolutely. Front 6 are the guys who transfer, so the back 4 have got to figure out what they're going to do. Little stack up here on the restart. Isaac, I hear you getting a little nervous there, bud. But Pat Boyce going ahead and separating immediately so far. Dustin Sargent, we saw him slice there toward the bottom in the 77. So these guys, I mean, we're just seeing how different this is from the E-Main to right now as we're really plowing their way ahead, getting away. Dustin Sargent really the only one hanging toward the bottom line, and it seems to be working so far as he's already fought his way up into third.
Yeah, I think that bottom line has a lot of grip still, but the moment that you drift up any bit into that slick, it's gonna throw all your momentum off.
Yeah, still trying there on the bottom as it looks like Flying Fry here down toward the bottom. He's fought himself right there with Dustin Sargent, so the two of them both started low, but Sargent has gone ahead and rolled his way toward the top. Man in command, but well, can he get it done? John, I say yes he can, but well, what do you see here, bud?
Well, not any surprise. Kevin Fry has moved up through here. Like I said, he's a guy that I know he's in our Rebels division, but he's been a long-time Renegades driver, and he's got a lot of speed, and he's showing it right now.
Absolutely, and we are already seeing Kevin Fry already battling for the lead. Shows he's got it from Pat Boyce, but maybe just a couple more turns here. And Flying Fry all the way from the back has fought his way into the lead and is now starting to put some distance on him at this point, almost half a second. Not too shabby there from Kevin Fry in the 21 machine. Seems to be getting it done here so far. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to Kurt Schatzer. We weren't able to catch up with him there on the E-Main, but hopefully we will. So let's see how Dustin Sargent and Boyce are getting it done, as it already looks like Kevin Fry's got this one in the bag as long as we can stay caution-free.
Yeah, these guys, that battle for second and third, goes back now. That risk reward here, those guys got to be thinking about that. I would hope, but they're dicing it up pretty good still as Fry is starting to walk away with this.
Absolutely, and we are taking a look here at Pat Boyce. Last lap, he did look like he kind of got up into the Himalayas there toward the edge of the wall. Isaac, really, you start getting toward the top here. Man, it starts kind of munching off all your momentum getting around the turns here. Is there enough time to really start, put your head down and start charging again?
Yeah, I think right now someone like Kurt Schatzer, where he's catching both of these guys, he just needs to put in a couple good laps. Really good corner by him in 3 and 4. But just try not to take too much. He is in a transfer spot here. Everybody from 7th on back, though, is going to be, I think, going after it pretty hard.
Yeah, so far Barry Goldner down toward the bottom, seeing if he can battle him just as well. But Goldner starting to fade off there a little bit as Kurt Schatzer slices toward the inside. Goes ahead and gets low enough, slides up in front of him, and completes, as Marty would say, the slide job. Goes ahead and gets it done. Right now, man on looking from the outside looking in. Robert Lynch here in the 7th position. We
have a battle for the lead as well.
Yeah, long way to go. But right now, as you said, Dustin Sargent, look at him slice around that outside. He has seemed to find that line as we are here. 1 lap to go. What a battle we have here so far. Flying Fry has got to figure out how to put a little nitrous in the tank to see if he can keep sped up. Slices back toward the low line. Does he have enough at the line?
Oh, a photo finish.
Man, 22 thousandths of a second here. Kevin Fry in second. That puts Dustin Sargent in the lead with Pat Boyce in third. So unfortunately,
that was a good one.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those guys on those positions will be eliminated, unfortunately for them. Dustin Sargent, Kevin Fry, Pat Boyce, Kurt Schatzer, Barry Goldner, and Steven Bixler will continue. Great battle by all these guys out here so far. What a fantastic job. And really a photo finish there, like you guys said, right there toward the end. That was really, perfect. I loved it. We had no yellow flags. That was, you could just see the difference here between, what our normal races are, the way we had last round and what we're fighting with this time. So no issues so far out of these drivers, and really gives you that hope that everything is going to be going quite well as we, as we get farther and farther into this chunk here. But John, you're catching up here with Pat Boyce in the 41 machine. Dude, figure out what, kind of what he was able to do to stay composed out there.
Yeah, Pat, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
How you doing, John?
I'm doing good, man. Nice run here. You're going to punch your ticket into the next feature. Walk me through the race here a little bit and tell me kind of, did you learn anything for the next one, or you try something maybe different for the next one? What's your point of view after you get done here?
I think we'll try a little lower line than the high. We'll wait till the bottom part of the track slicks off before we go high. I think that would be a faster way around.
Well, I tell you, it looked, both lines actually looked like they were working pretty good there. But yeah, that bottom line, I think, had a slight advantage, especially early on there. So that's probably going to be a good call for you. As you're seeing that kind of stuff on the track, though, I mean, do you got to go now when that next session is open? You get a little track time. Are you going to go practice that line, or are you going to practice that timing that it takes to run that high line?
Probably the timing to run the high line. I think 12 laps. The next race is a little longer, so it's going to come into play, I do believe.
Absolutely. Well, man, hey, it was fun to watch you. Good run here. Hopefully, we get to talk to you again. Give us who you'd like to give a shout out to.
Third Track Bank, Cool Ray, C2C Racing League, Salty Dogs Racing Team, the broadcast, and Joe Canellis for my paint scheme.
Well, man, that's a sharp paint scheme, by the way. I mean, I'm still partial to your Taco Bell one because every time I saw that, especially on Hometown Heroes, man, I'm telling you, I wanted to make a run for the border. So, but congratulations, and like I said, I hope we talk to you a little later.
All righty, thanks, John.
Yep, take care, Pat.
Oh man, Taco Bell. I was gonna say blood leaving the brain and straight to the stomach. That's definitely a way to break your concentration here. Really, Kevin Fry didn't seem to break any of his concentration here. We've talked to Kevin Fry once already, and here he is again up in a podium position. Kevin Fry, fantastic job here tonight, bud. You kind of made a good run for the lead there, but Dustin Sargent just had a little more speed on that high side. Anything to take away from that?
Yeah, I think he had his turbo set in a little bit faster than I did. I didn't have anything for him. I could hear him coming or hear somebody coming. And I was, figuring out my lines, and I was like, well, I got about a second lead on whoever's behind me, and I was like, I'm gonna try this line here, and then sure enough, he sucked me up like a Hoover vac, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back down to the bottom. So, but yeah, he definitely had it on point, and that was a fun race for sure at the end.
All right, man. Well, this goes ahead and slides you through the E, through the D, and now into the C main, man. You're making it happen. You seem to survive each round here so far. Obviously, you can see it gets tougher and tougher as we go. What's the mindset? Like I said, obviously you got to keep charging forward. You got to figure out how to stay collected and calm and cool here. You got a lot more racing to do. Is there a lot more in the tank for you?
Oh yeah, there's a lot more. My kid just gave me a peanut butter, one of those Crustable sandwiches, so I'm ready to go now again. So
excellent.
Keep that thing going, so we'll keep on trucking along.
All right, and like we were saying before there with Pat Boyce, hopefully the blood doesn't leave the brain and straight to the stomach for you, man. Hopefully you're able to continue bringing it back home. But go ahead and give me your shout-outs once again, and let's get you warmed up for the next section.
Absolutely, man. I can't thank Dirty Sets enough for all the setup help and all the time that they give us to run the lines and everything out here at Charlotte. Appreciate those guys. Appreciate you guys for broadcasting and making us look good on the old interweb. And can't thank Zach and Roger and Jack for all the admin and that they're doing this here in the next couple hours. Appreciate those guys making sure that the rooms are good and clean and available for us to run. So appreciate those guys.
Excellent job, Kevin Fry, and we will see you next time, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that is Kevin Fry. Isaac Salas, man, I know Dustin Sargent has got to be one of those guys that's just super fast here on the track, especially in that number 77. He seemed to kind of know exactly how to get around the track, how it loosened up, and I think, Isaac, you caught up with him in Cool Ray Victory Lane here.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey Dustin, that was a fantastic comeback, by the way. You had me freaking excited like Marty does on Monday nights. So, thanks for that one. But yeah, man, what'd you find up on that high side? Because I bet you it was quick up there.
Yeah, but it was treacherous for sure. It was a little rough up there. You really had to wheel it, but there was a lot of speed up there for sure.
Yeah, do you think that's gonna... Okay, so with the track state, I believe every track state from here on out should be a little bit further gone. Do you think that high side is gonna become more and more predominant, or what are you thinking here?
Oh, absolutely. With this track, definitely. As it slicks off, the fast line or the top side is always the fast line. So
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate enough to get to race with you in some of our races, and I know you're like me, and you somehow always find your way up to that high side. So I hope it's a safe, clean next main for you.
Well, I got stuck in the D main, so the high side hasn't been real good to me, this over the week. But hopefully we can make it through the old alphabet soup here and lock ourselves into the A. It's gonna be a little work.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's pretty fun watching you though. So let's give me your shout outs here.
I think the guys over at BBR, we're constantly practicing. Good group of guys over there. Nuke's Performance, check him out on Facebook. He does a lot of iRacing sprint car setup help and stuff on there. He's always streaming. Like I said, check him out on Facebook, and DNT Designs for all the awesome wraps he does.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you in these next couple mains.
Keep an eye on me. We're gonna be moving up.
Alrighty, everybody. And that is Dustin Sargent here in the 77. Yeah, we are talking to him from the Cool Ray Heating and Air Conditioning Victory Lane. And we'll kind of see how the photo finish we had here right at the end. I want to give a shout out here for Cool Ray. They are proud of their reputation by providing excellent cooling, heating, plumbing, and electrical service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission is to continue building long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guys, we have rounded up our D mains here for tonight. That only means 3 races to go. I know Isaac and John, they're pretty excited about this. And it's something to kind of point out there, Isaac, as we will talk in the next round after the commercial, kind of how the track is breaking down and what these guys have to look forward to. But guys, stay tuned and we will be right back.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
This November, dirt racing's most celebrated stars align in an electrifying spectacle. The World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Case Late Models, and Super Dirt Car Series Big Blocks collide. 4 action-packed nights, 3 season champions. Get your tickets now. November 2nd through the 5th at the Dirt Track at Charlotte.
I am Sergeant Clay Warren. I suffered from PTSD. In 2013, I ended my own life. Now my voice has been brought back to speak to people like me. Know that you're not the only one. Things can get better. You don't have to carry that burden anymore. Speak up now to get the help that you need.
22 veterans end their lives every day. You just heard the reconstructed voice of one of them. Seek help at mission22.com.
Pro late models are on the schedule. Up next, this is the beginning of the C mains here, guys. It'll be pro lates, 358s, and the 360s. These guys are starting to kind of feel how the track is breaking down here a little bit. I said I would bring Isaac Salas in just a little bit to kind of discuss what we've got going on here. They are out here warming up a little bit. We're taking a little look here at Barry Goldner in the 36 machine, seeing how well he can get around here and kind of see if it's to his liking. You know, kind of you appreciate everybody having a little extra time to practice here, kind of get a good feel back for it, but the track will start to break down eventually, and I think it's going to be plenty slicked up for these guys to be racing around here. So, Isaac, really, you know, as a racer, and then we'll follow with you, John, kind of the tack of the track. Do you like it more sticky, or do you like it more slick getting around the track?
It's a driver's preference. For the big thing, I think that tack is good for a little bit of at the starts, because tack is fun at the starts because you have guys that, you know, that were, especially in late models, that I only see 2 regulars here, that it'll be a good thing. But slick, when you can throw that thing in just crazy, and you actually have to baby the throttle, you have to be, you know, a wheelman per se. I think slick track's way more fun than a tacky track.
Well, what do you say, John?
Yeah, it's driver preference, just like you said. But I'm all for the slicker the better in any car. But you know, he touched on it here. Only got 2 regulars, you know, late model guys in here. And the thing is with these cars, because the sprint cars, they basically almost turn themselves. You don't have to put a lot of wheel in, and the car will start to rotate. Same thing with the modified. You got to put a little more wheel in the sprints, but the modifieds rotate fairly well. These things, you have to throw in and get them up on what we say, get them up on the bars, which means get the chassis to work, because if you don't do that and don't put it in hard enough, your front of your car is going to want to just head right to the wall in the middle of the corner. I mean, you get out of the throttle and the car still will not turn. You have to go in hard enough to make that chassis work for you.
Huh. So kind of a controlled chaos sort of thing. You want to actually
Yes.
lose control to get more control. All right.
Well, I would never say we're out of control, but yeah, you gotta throw it. You gotta be comfortable doing that first of all. And some guys can do it pretty well, and and it's a fine line, especially on the top, because if you throw it in too hard, these things will over rotate. I mean, I just got done talking about pushing, but the back ends will come around on these if you do throw it in too hard. It's not easy. You got to match the throttle. Your feet, your hands, and your mind all have to be on the same page.
All right, guys here toward the back are going to have to fight for their life to move on to the B main starting tomorrow. We'll see how well they can get that one done. Don't forget to tune into that. That'll be the B main for these guys to fight one more time before they get into the feature. Barry Goldner is going to start us off in the first spot with Jeff Floro in second. Kurt Schatzer, surprisingly, we'll see him in here in third. Richard Holland in fourth. Greg Boydell in fifth. Starting sixth will be Steve Maurer. He ended up surviving here so far. Joseph Grandy in the seventh position. We'll see him kind of battle there. He is right outside the cutoff spot. Kevin Fry will be in eighth. Joseph Canellis ninth. Bruce Hilton into the 10th position. And looks like Steven Bixler out there into the 11th in the 75 machine. So a lot of fast drivers here toward the back. You got to be thinking, like, if you're Kevin Fry or Joseph Grandy right now on just barely on the outside of this cutoff spot, that is not where you want to be. It's not what, it doesn't feel good, but you got to have the confidence to fight your way toward the front. And really, with 20 laps to get it done, we're going to stretch it another 5 laps here going into the C main. There's a little more room for mistake and a little more room to correct a mistake. And it really seems to be the way to get it done here for the end of the race. It's kind of how do I accomplish this in 20 laps, getting this done? And so far, Isaac, you've slung into all the features, so you seem to know exactly what you need to do. But Barry Goldner and Jeff Floro are about to take the green flag here.
Yeah, and we're looking at a pretty even start. I think that bottom line might be the preferred line here. We are 4 wide in the back. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Joseph Grandy definitely trying to send it there.
Huge push from Barry Goldner, and they saved it.
Yeah, there's a thing of your car not turning.
Definitely. Everybody's still mashing each other to pieces. We're kind of on the outside view here. Kind of, you're seeing it from our spotting booth here from the outside. Trying to take a peek at what in the world is going around this track. Oh, watch out, Joseph Grandy. Oh, man. Joseph Grandy saw his life flash before his eyes as that one kind of spun right in front of him there. Holy cow, it looks like Richard Holland got turned around, so the 518 machine.
And in all of that, just so you guys know, one of our regulars here has made his way into the lead in Kurt Schatzer.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing too here early on, and these guys are probably not driving these cars correctly.
A lot of pushing.
Yeah, they're not, like I said earlier, they're not getting the cars up on the bars. They got to get in there. And the thing is, the trick to these cars is you got to drive them in. Then you start to feel it start to rotate. Well, that's your cue to kind of get a little light on the throttle and start trying to, counter steer and catch it. You don't do that in any other dirt cars, except for the non-winged sprint cars. So, that we run. I guess you do it a little bit in the UMP mods too, but these are all sprint car guys, and like I said, the sprint cars, they do most of the work in the corner if you let them. And yeah, from what I'm seeing though, these guys aren't driving them right, but that's okay. They don't usually do these cars.
Yeah, we're kind of taking a peek. We did see Joseph Grandy here, trying to see if we can take a peek here and see what in the world happened. I don't know if he suffered any damage here. Looking at the SimTrax Broadcasting left front camera here, I don't know if he caught this tire trying to avoid the wreck. We'll check here real quick.
No, he and Joe Canellis made contact on the backstretch too, which I think where a lot of that damage came from.
From the outside, man, that would be a bummer. Oh, yep, there it is. I was wondering why he was kind of floating there toward the inside. All right, man, let's go ahead and find out where our guys here so far. Kurt Schatzer, like you said, one of our frequent drivers, up toward the front. That puts the 3 Canadians really together with Goldner, Boydell, and Floro here. But it looks like Floro's kind of falling off. What in the world just happened there? Kind of a late restart and slid him all the way to the back. Definitely a battle here, John, as we see that, the 200 car of Jeff Flaro now back to the cutoff position of 6th. He's got a lot of hungry guys behind him that are going to be looking to get around him here. But really, if you're up here in the top 6, it's kind of just stay
good
clean
save
at
by
this point.
Joe.
Yeah, Joseph Canellis there, kind of rotating it. That was a little more on the bars than you thought there, eh?
Yeah, and if you go up and look at Kurt Schatzer's car, look at the attitude of the car as it goes through the corner. He's in a perfect slide, a perfect drift, getting the wheel. Then if you go back a little bit and look at like a Barry Goldner, who's in 3rd, you'll see that he's struggling with a push. That car is not as yawed out as what Kurt's is. But as these things go a little bit further, these guys will figure it out and probably adjust a little bit. I can already see adjustments being made just in the way they're driving them.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if
Look
the
at Kevin
track
Fry
breaking
here.
down.
Yeah, the slick will help them rotate a little bit, but up where they're at, if you're up on that top shelf on that cushion, there's not slick up there yet. You've got to drive it and rotate it yourself. And Kevin Fry's got the lead from Kurt Schatzer.
Yeah.
That's an upset, folks.
Yeah, definitely something to see there. It looks like Kevin Fry.
I think Kurt's just trying to run in that high side, and that high side just isn't going to be there. I don't think in time.
Or Kurt wants that outside starting row in that next race.
Yeah, let me see if I can rotate back to that last pass here. As Kevin Fry kind of reels him in here. Oh, Kurt Schatzer got into the wall. That's when
it takes his one mistake.
Yeah, and we're not taking anything away from Kevin. Kevin's a wheelman. He knows how to get it done, but he's not a late model driver. And Kurt, he's a wheelman in the late models.
Champ.
Yeah, he's our current champion and defending champion. And a little bit of an upset. And the way he's kind of falling back here, I don't think that is as simple as letting him for the outside. I think he might have damaged his car a little bit when he got the wall.
Definitely, for sure. Let's see if I can get that drone out there. See if I can get something.
Yeah, he's not rotating like he was.
Yeah, it doesn't look like too much damage on that car from this.
5th, 6th, and 7th here are all in a pretty good battle. I'll run kind of the similar line here, but it's they're working for it. Oh, here comes Grandy.
Yep.
Might try to pull a slide in. Oh, perfectly.
Oh
no.
Oh, 36 of Barry Goldner, not letting him get any of it. That slides Joseph Grandy all the way to the back. Heavy damage to the back of that car. If he can make it to pit road, that'd be fantastic. If I read right, I believe they have one faster pair here, so they should be able to go ahead and square that car away and get him back out there. I mean, guys, you just saw Joseph Grandy looking at, he was there in 7th, battling there so close to see if he could fight his way back into it. But I believe Joseph Grandy, we'll see after the tow. He may have taken that one back to the garage. That one may have done.
Yeah, he's done. Yep, he's done. But the thing is there, when you do a slide job, you're scrubbing speed that entire way as you go from the bottom to the top. You're not maintaining your speed when you do that. And he went into a hole that was barely open. He could put it in there, but when you do that and we like to call it parking it on the nose of another driver, you've got to either know that driver and hopefully you got a good relationship with him and he cuts you a break not to do that, or when you park you go up like that and you've got all your momentum gone and that other guy on the top has got it wound up, that closing rate is so fast that sometimes you can't do anything other than hit the guy.
Yeah, definitely some trouble there. And I would say maybe a little bit of wreck avoidance, but I mean, you guys are sliding around here, out here on the dirt. I really don't know how much correction you can do at that point, Isaac. I mean, I don't know. Kind of when you kind of see somebody sliding up in front of you, is the right thing to bump him? Do you kind of swerve out of his way? I'm assuming you don't check up. I mean, really, what's the right thing to do? I mean,
honestly, I think the right thing to do is check up and drive right underneath him, because he scrubbed all that speed off and you now have the momentum.
Yeah, but these cars don't cut down like that, especially in that part of the corner where he was.
All right, well, speaking of...
and we go back green here. And by the way, that's for a transfer spot. So, you're not cutting anybody any breaks at this point. And I know I'm the director of competition here, and I'm probably not saying, hey, you run into the back of the guy, but you don't giving you quarter here. This is, there's money on that line in the big race, so you don't give much here.
Yeah, as Isaac was saying, it's also patience. But like I said, right now everybody's kind of fighting for their life right now. So Bixler, Holland, Hilton, and Maurer right now are in the cutoff.
We're within that 5 to go kind of region.
Yeah, so right now they've got to kind of start considering you got to start picking up the speed. Unfortunately, it looks like Bixler is about a second off of Goldner here. There toward the back, so they really the top 6 may be locked in at this point, depending on where these guys want to start. I'm taking a little look back here at Holland and Bixler here in the 116 and the 75. And like you guys were saying, you don't want to send it, you don't want to spin him out, but like I said, this is when you're facing elimination, the patience kind of goes away. I'll give you a little room, but I ain't giving you an entire football field. There's no way. As you can see, it looks good move there by Bruce Hilton. Looks like Bixler slid up in front of him and almost got them tangled up, but
yeah, and Patrick, and I'll probably get myself into trouble for saying this, but a lot of the times behind the wheel is we're going to come for the checkered flag. The guy that slides up in front of you, if he literally chops across your nose, most people in this league aren't going to give him the quarter. If and I think most people's view is if you can't give me the respect to not run mine across my nose, I'm not going to give you the respect and back. I mean, guys will race you the way that you race them, and I'm not saying Grandy, did anything wrong or Goldner did anything wrong in that scenario, but sometimes from a driver standpoint, Isaac, I'm sure you've been here, that when someone comes across your nose, it can irritate you in that moment.
Oh, absolutely.
So that you got to be very careful doing that, and know who you're doing it to.
Yeah, we'll give us 1 sec. Since we have a pre-race show, we can keep going on this, but I feel like it's time we get to talking to these guys here.
Yeah, we're still in the hunt a little bit for a couple of these other guys. I see Kevin Fry out there. Schatzer and Boydell, I do not see them at this point, so that we may.
I'm messaging Salas not Salas, but Schatzer as we speak. I'm pulling up Facebook here and to shoot him a message to get in here.
Alrighty, it looks like
maybe someone off his team is listening, so he'll know.
There we go.
Is he in?
Yeah, Kurt's here.
All right.
I'm excited to talk to GJ. I don't think I've ever talked to GJ before.
Who?
I probably have. Not as an interview-wise, but I think I have.
All right, so who do you want to talk to? You want to talk to Boydell?
I'm talking to whoever. You
All
throw
right,
it.
man.
Let me take Schatzer.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
I love
good,
it. I love it.
I don't want to get in trouble for him being mad at me and not getting
jeez,
getting him up into here in the last round. So Greg Boydell, you want to take him here, Isaac?
Yeah, give me Greg. I want get him over here.
All right, man. It looks like you got him in the booth. You've caught up with him, man. Go ahead and let it rip.
Awesome, Greg. Well, congratulations on a third place run there.
Thanks, Isaac.
Absolutely. You look pretty solid out there, actually.
Yeah, we're after the third night of this, we're getting the hang of her finally.
Hey, there we go. That's what we like to do. I've did a little bit of practice here and there, and started getting a little more consistent. Speaking of that, how are you acclimating to these? I know I don't know how many times I've truly raced against you in a late model. So how's it been with the learning curve?
It's been okay. These cars, like the 358 mods, are smooth and momentum. So if you're smooth, you're going to have momentum.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you agree with John and I over here, because that's literally what we were saying: smooth and keeping momentum. I love some of the battles. You actually looked like a real contender tonight. I was kind of excited to see if they made any mistakes, and you were going to be right there to pounce on them. So awesome for that. Do you have any sponsors that you want to shout out here?
No, I don't have any sponsors, but I just want to say thank you to everyone that's sponsored this event. You guys and Marty for doing the broadcast. I do want to give a quick shout out to the Teal family here in Waterford, Ontario. Their daughter, Noelle, who was 20, unfortunately passed away in a motorcycle accident last weekend. And she was a big part of our, I guess you guys call them 305 sprint cars and the Action Sprint Tour. So a heartfelt goes out to the Teal family.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. That is truly amazing what you did right there.
Yeah, well, at Oshwegan, we're a huge family, and when you lose one of your family members, we're all kind of feeling it because they buried her today. So
Yeah, absolutely, sir. Awesome. Well, I think we're gonna get on to the next one. So thank you very much, Greg. I mean, I love it what you're doing. So, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see you get even better.
well, thanks, Isaac. I appreciate it. I put in a bit of practice time because unfortunately I have that time. So yeah, we're good. We're gonna see if we can get the sprint car in the third race up into the B main, and we'll see what happens from there.
Awesome. We'll catch you later, bud.
Okay, thanks for having me, guys.
I appreciate it, bud. All right, man. That was. You hate to hear that. I mean, bad things happen all the time, but man, when you just so young, so early, I hate to hear that. But you can't make
One
it up
big
to
racing
them.
family. It doesn't matter if we're on the game or not. We're one big racing family.
Absolutely. And kind of tighten it up here. I know there's if we're all family, there's a brother I probably made mad. So I'm going to let John talk to Kurt Schatzer here, who ended up in second place.
Yeah, Kurt, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I hear you, John. How's it going?
Not too bad, bud. I gotta ask, did you damage that car when you kind of got into the wall a little bit, or were you angling for an outside starting position?
Nah, you called it there. I got a little wheel damage when I got in the wall. It was just fighting it the whole time. It made the car a little loose for me.
Yeah, ever since that update, I've done that myself a couple times, knocked the right front off, and all of a sudden it wants to over-rotate, and it's been real sensitive. I think I did it at I-55 a couple weeks ago, and the Lanier in another series, and yeah, you got to be careful with that. But hey, it's all right though. You moved up. I was really surprised to see. I was really surprised to see if in the soup here, you are a two-time defending late model champion. What is your strategy now going to be for the next one?
Just hang out and avoid trouble, I guess, and see where it shakes out and how far I can make it up through. Hope I can get some luck go my way.
Well, man, I hope to see you get up through there, and I want to see you in that main event on Thursday night. So, for us late model guys, we got to stick together in these kind of events. So, good luck a little bit later on. Hopefully, we will talk to you again. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to, man?
Yeah, I got to thank the sponsors, Dirt Track Bank. They do a lot for us. Got Your Six Racing Network, VMR Wraps, Schatzer Roofing. Everybody that helps out with the broadcast, you guys up there, you do an amazing job for us, make us all look good out here. Roger Preston giving us a place to race.
Well, thank you very much for everything, and thanks you for participating in this. And like I said, hopefully we'll talk to you here a little bit later on.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yep, yes, sir. That's Kurt Schatzer, our second place finisher in the Pro Late Model Division.
All right, man. Like you said, Kurt Schatzer, seeming to get it done. That'll go ahead and slide him up into the B main. That will be taking place tomorrow. So,
That's right.
Like I said, it should continue his charge forward and forward and forward as we get going. But once again, if I'm not mistaken, the 21 machine of Flying Fry here, I believe this is the third time I've talked to you tonight.
Probably, yeah.
All
Yeah, I
right,
lost
Kevin,
count, too.
dude, man, you are on a roll here tonight, dude. And you seem to be getting it done so far in the 360s. You're getting it done in the 358s, now here in the Pro Lates. I mean, things are just kind of falling into place here for you so far. What, really, is Charlotte really one of your best tracks to race at?
Nope, not at all. No, it's Charlotte is like I don't know, one of my third favorite tracks, but it's it's not up there at all. I don't like it. It's just the way it races, but obviously it's working out for me because I'm doing pretty good tonight, other than the 358s. But yeah, I'm happy to do what I'm doing here tonight, and hopefully I can keep on rolling up all the way to the A. Hopefully.
All right, man. Well, this definitely squares you away for a place tomorrow in the B main. This seems to get it done once again here in the Cool Ray Victory Lane. If I'm not mistaken, you moved up in the 358, so we'll see you in the C main.
I didn't make that, and I got taken out. I got moved up to the wall, and the rear end got snapped. So.
Oh man! All right. Well, I almost got how many times.
I'm gonna try to buy my way in to the feature, hopefully.
All right, man. Well,
Get some
hopefully.
cashola.
There we go. There we go. All
Maybe
right, man.
maybe I can treat Roger into like a snackable or something. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah, give him a PB&J.
There you go. There you go.
There we go. All right, man. Well, I was gonna say, like, we were talking to you just about all night, man. But you want to give me a shout out once again?
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Obviously, first and foremost, appreciate you guys making us look good week in and week out on the broadcast. I can't thank Roger and Zach and Jack for adminning all these races and all this awesome racing that they're doing, and appreciate those guys putting in the time and effort for doing this. And yeah, I can't thank my team, the Firm Motorsports, enough for them to allow me to race and give me some good pointers in my my wrap company, 2-1 iRacing Designs. Appreciate those guys for their hard work, making us look good on the racetrack.
All right, fantastic job here, Kevin. Looking from it, I think we have you one more time tonight, right? We should have you for the C mains and the 360s.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, man. Well, hang in there. You got a little bit of a break here, unfortunately, at the 358. So that is good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go relieve Jack or Zach for admin and for their duties, since I'm not racing the 358s, and give them a break for a little bit. So
there you go. All right, Kevin. Fantastic job tonight, bud, and everybody appreciates you out here.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, Kevin Fry, Isaac, John, guys, we've been talking to this guy so many times tonight, and it seems to be this. I don't see him not making it out of the B mains coming up. Unfortunately, like I was saying, I had it written down incorrectly. I thought he was in the C mains for the 358s, but it seems he is so far 2 out of 3 coming into tomorrow so far. Well, 1 out of 3. He's secured tonight.
Yeah, and he'll be tough in that 360. He's real good. That's his. I do believe that's his primary car that he likes to drive and chooses to drive. So the comfort level with that car and his ability to get that car around the track he'll be tough to get to beat in that one.
Oh yeah, well he'll be duking it out with Dustin Sargent as well. You saw them the last race they had to do it. But guys, we're going to cut away for another commercial here. Only a couple more left to go. 358s are next, and then the 360s. You see it's starting to get a little spicier out there, getting it underway. These guys are really starting to push, not give any room. As you can see, unfortunately, Joseph Grandy in the 518 got knocked out at the end of that one. But we will be right back after this commercial break and bring the racing back to you.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
This November, dirt racing's most celebrated stars align in an electrifying spectacle. The World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Case Late Models, and Super Dirt Car Series Big Blocks collide. 4 action-packed nights, 3 season champions. Get your tickets now. November 2nd through the 5th at the Dirt Track at Charlotte.
I am Sergeant Clay Warren. I suffered from PTSD. In 2013, I ended my own life. Now my voice has been brought back to speak to people like me. Know that you're not the only one. Things can get better. You don't have to carry that burden anymore. Speak up now to get the help that you need.
22 veterans end their lives every day. You just heard the reconstructed voice of one of them. Seek help at mission22.com.
Welcome back, everybody. We are the second to last race here so far. 358s are what we got on the store for us here so far tonight. We see Barney there in the stand waving the checkered flag. That means no time wasted. We're probably going to go ahead and sling right to gridding here pretty soon, and we're going to talk a little bit about slide jobs, kind of see if these guys can school me here just a little bit about what kind of to expect, what that means, and what it's going to do. But first, let's go ahead and get to our Super Dirt Car Series grid lineup for tonight. Richard Holland, Steven Bixler in the first row. Roger Craig, here he is in the 747. Yeah, there he is. Billy Roberts in fourth. Pat Boyce in fifth. Steve Maurer in sixth. That is going to bring some of our guys who battled from the last set. I mean, Steven Spees will be in seventh. Kevin Davis eighth. Joseph Canellis 9th. 10th will be Paul Thompson, Bruce Hilton in the 11th, and Mark Gilbert with the tallest hill to climb starting in the 12th position. These guys have got a long way to go to get their way toward the front. Steven Spies, I expect to see him in that 55 Coolray design car making his way toward the front. But, man, it's just, as the light goes on, guys, it just seems to get harder and harder for these guys to find a way to the front.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to get into those kind of guys that are regulars, and some of our, I don't want to say better, but our more consistent drivers in the league. And that's when it gets tough, is when you have a guy that hits consistent lines. I mean, if you mess up at all, you lose momentum. I don't know, it's hard to pass.
Yeah, you got to admit, even if you have been eliminated by this point, look at how far you've made it. I mean, if you've made it to the D or the C mains, I mean, to me, I'd be happy just to make it to the E, just to qualify, because I am no good at dirt. But a lot of these guys just seeming to, we'll see, kind of see where they end up. Like I said, tonight is all about how points ended up placing these guys, and the more points they ended up for consistency during the qualifiers is where it's laid them. So that's why the first time you're seeing, Roger Craig out here in the 358. So, how he's starting here in the third position. So we'll see how he battles it out as we get the green flag out. Richard Hall and Steven Bixler taking the green flag here. And really, John, who are you looking out for tonight?
Oh, big checkup. Obviously, Spies. Kevin Davis is another one. And, they're just, wow.
They're wrecking. Oh, Peter Breeze on the wall. And over.
Holy cow. I think that sense of urgency just got wrapped up even a little further.
Oh, no.
The two biggest losers on this right here. 100%.
Bixler?
No. Spies and Davis. They came from 7th and 8th to 3rd and 4th, and the caution came out.
Yeah, and they'll have to give all those spots back. But, yeah, the guys, about the guys that got just really wrecked there, Maurer and man, Bixler rolled his car through the corner, and wow.
Wow. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, we're kind of taking a little shot at the replay here, brought to you by Malcolm's Mill Writing. Oh.
Good save by some of them right on the backside. I know Kevin was fully sideways.
Yeah, Kevin made contact there, and then Spies and Bixler kind of went for the same spot heading into the corner, and then basically Steven ended up, Steven and Steven, but Spies kind of whipped Bixler up into the wall there, and that's, like I said, that I think all that stuff was just erasing. Everybody's going for it.
Wow. It's just.
And unfortunately, Bixler's already on his putting that car on the trailer. It looked like.
Yep, he's already out of here.
Yeah, definitely. And it's hard to get going. Being able to get your way back up to the front after spinning out like that. Maybe having a faster pair, but it's still not going to, give you that chance to really shoot for the end here.
Hurry up, guys.
This is a sloppy lineup here. Surprised they didn't get in the formation a little quicker, but now they're getting it.
Heads up for the start here. See how bad the checkup is.
Yep. Steve King Foundation pace truck is off once again. A little favorable there for the 116, kind of being able to get away from that from the mix-up here. Steve Maurer finding his way down toward the bottom. Looks like he may end up being under fire by Kevin Davis. Cutoff spot is Steven Spies. So right now, Spies, he's battled himself into the next spot, but we still got a lot of laps to go here, guys. As we got lap 3 of 20 underway at this point. Really, this is starting to... John, what are you kind of seeing here, man? Really, who's our guy to look for?
I think Spies is in trouble. He's not in a preferred lane. Now he's able to cut down and get into that preferred lane, but Davis is really kind of picking his way back up.
Yeah, Spies having some trouble there on the 3-wide condition. Now sliced his way down toward the bottom. He's got to stay consistent here to get back toward the front and really want to get out as the 88 of Steve Maurer. As we say in asphalt, dumped Kevin Davis there in the 121. We're going to roll that back real quick here and see if I can take a peek here. See the 121 kind of rotating, the 888 just jams it.
Yeah, and that's a case of two different driving styles, actually, a little bit. Kevin got he gets in the slick, the back end starts to come around, but he's kind of pitching it where Maurer is trying to run into the corner straight, and Yeah, when you do that, you close on the guy in a quick hurry. I actually dumped Spees in a UMP race not too long ago because he kind of kicked a little sideways and I went in really straight, and man, I just rolled right into him. It's so easy to do. Very, very easy to do.
Very, very difficult to see. Now, I did talk to the viewers out there and you guys during the commercial break a little bit. Guys, talk to me about slide jobs. Talk to me about slide jobs. Explain to me kind of how it works, how what the benefit of it is. What does it do to the other guys? I mean, talk to me through it.
Well, here, I got you. I have the nickname of Slide Job in this league here for a reason. But honestly, I think the big thing when it comes to how you perform it is you need to figure out what corner you are better in and then even in my personal opinion. But if you get a really good run out of 2, you should be throwing your sliders in 3. And most of the time, that's what ends up happening at Charlotte. But you try to dive it in super deep, slide, get all that speed out and slide up in front of them and leave them enough room to make a move, which we seen didn't happen in that last race.
All right, we're about to get back under green here. We'll talk a little bit
Here we
more
go.
about it as we are underway. Richard Holland gets another great start there. Right now, he feels the safest out there on the track at this point. No issues, being able to get pulled away. Already half a second lead on Roger Craig, who's in the second position. Steven Spees fought his way up, slicing for third, and he's not finished yet. Second place is where he's aiming for. Gives a little nudge to the 747 there. Let's get a little closer to that action as Roger Craig slides his way farther up to the track, seeing if he can find a little more tack, like you guys are saying, up there on the cushion. But no can do. Roger Craig, unfortunately, looks like he's going to be falling back to Billy Roberts, but he holds him off with the turn speed exit so far. So really, Isaac, we are seeing a hell of a run here by a lot of drivers, but Mark Gilbert now in the cutoff spot as these guys are battling back and forth between Mark Gilbert and Pat Boyce.
Yeah, that bottom's starting to come in a little bit here, but I think the top's going to start being a little bit more predominant here in the next coming laps. It's all going to be about momentum here when that slick truly comes in, and I hope that these guys can stay ahead of the track here.
Yeah, definitely something to see here. Roger Craig still looks like he's kind of fighting for a little bit of a line here, trying to see if he can find a good spot. You kind of see how he rotated from the top down to the bottom, now back up to the top, trying to see if we can find something. And I've seen you. Oh, look out! Roger Craig is. Oh, no caution? There it is.
Jeez.
I think we ended up with caution actually from Kevin Davis getting turned around.
Yeah, this race is not going the way Davis really wants it to.
Absolutely not. Let's go ahead and rotate to Kevin Davis here. Oh, dumped again there by the 88 of Steve Maurer.
Twice.
Yeah, I don't know if they got something going on here, but they gotta be careful. Let's look here, another look here at Roger Craig. Oof, kind of bites that wall. Let me see if I can rotate it back here just a little bit, because it looked like it got a little uglier there. I hate to kind of pick on the big man here, but oop, yeah, dude, it just kind of pinballed him there a little bit. Had nowhere to go.
Yeah, and he might have damage from that too. And I think that's actually what led to the 21 and 8888. I think guys were checking up because of that contact, and it just kind of an accordion effect is what my guess is kind of happened there.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Kevin Davis, I believe, burned through his fast repair last time he came in.
Yeah.
So that is going to be, at this point, it doesn't look too damaged. Let me see if I can get that drone out there. Yeah, he's got a few bent panels here on the side. What would be your call here, John? Do you come in the pit and try to square it away, or, man, this is my last shot. The hell with it. Stay out there.
You got to stay out there. I've and I'm sure Isaac's done it too. Is driven cars that are sick, and it's not fun. And hitting your marks becomes way more important.
Yeah, I remember one time John won the big block championship, and that thing was just sideways.
All right, well, speaking of sideways, these guys are going to go ahead and slide sideways into 1 and 2 here. Steven Speeds taking that low line, but cut off quickly there by Richard Holland in the 116. Seems these guys exactly know where the other one wants to go, and the cutoff moves are starting to happen. So we'll see if Steven Speeds can give Richard Holland anything of it here so far. still battling back there between Gilbert and Boyce, but where I want to keep an eye on Spies and Holland. The battle for the lead is really heating up here, guys, and I don't know really who's going to come out on top. Really, Isaac, is this Steven Spies' moment to shine?
I think if he's going to have to try to either get below him or try a different line. I think Richard's just going to try to play it safe in a defensive line here.
All right, so it kind of from this angle here, John, really, it looks like Steven Spies has it. I was going to say, really, what's your angle to kind of loosen up that 116, but Spies does it perfectly, gets that inside line, and is now sent the 116 of Richard Holland, not to second, but now back to third, as Billy Roberts is battling here for that second and third place position as they go. The 116 of Richard Holland trying that top line now, trying to see if he can get it to loosen up a little bit, but just seems to be losing a lot of speed mid-corner.
Yeah, and this is a event here. You don't really necessarily want to get under somebody and try to get up into them a little bit to loosen them up. This is a more of you want to get a good run coming out of the corner and get your nose in there and don't allow that guy to turn down into the corner and take the line away on corner entry. And Steven did that perfectly right there.
Right, we got about 4 laps to go left in this one. Steven Spies leading the way on this one. Fantastic job so far. Billy Roberts has slid himself into the second position. Richard Holland third. Joseph Canellis, check that out. Up 5 positions so far into the fourth. So he's making it happen. He's in a nice, comfortable spot. He's got Mark Gilbert behind him and Pat Boyce at the final cutoff spot. But man, is he under fire by Bruce Hilton and Roger Craig. These two guys are definitely trying to see if they can squeak anything out. Watch that 10-car Bruce Hilton slicing here toward the bottom. We're going to rotate a little higher up toward the Michelin chopper view here and see what we got. Looks like that 10 is trying to hold the 41 up top. What do we do now here, guys? Does he kind of hold his line, or does he apply a little pressure to keep the 10 down toward the bottom of the track? Come on, Isaac, tell me, buddy.
I don't know. I think that keep pressure here, to be honest with you. That'd be my goal.
Yeah, right now, Pat Boyce says that really he's seeing it happen now. So Pat Boyce is now lost, and he's now in the hot spot. He's in the hot seat now, so in the 7th position. He's got to figure out how to turn this around, as right now Bruce Hilton in the number 10 has taken the 6th spot away from him. Spies still pulling away with about 3/4 of a second lead here so far. 41 gets up into him, and Pat Boyce doing everything he can. And talk about Kevin Davis with a hurt vehicle surviving, and once again, Steve Maurer in the 888 gets mashed to pieces, but the white flag is out, and that is going to do it. That is going to bring Spies to the win here tonight. Billy Roberts, Richard Holland, 1, 2, and 3. Unfortunately, Kevin Davis, Roger Craig, Paul Thompson, Steve Maurer, Pat Boyce, and Steven Bixler were eliminated here tonight. The top 6 survived and will move on to tomorrow night. Boy, that's got to be exciting. I'd hate to walk up the stairs, tell my wife, "Oh man, sorry, honey, I didn't make it." But this is definitely a tough chug for a lot of these guys out here, especially a lot of battling. Really endurance-wise, guys. How does this? You're starting to get these guys running three different divisions here, and now is the endurance starting to wear down on these guys?
Well, I know Steven and I do VRS endurance racing quite often, and so I know he's used to being behind the wheel for 2 or 3 hours, but I would have to think some of these other guys, maybe, it just depends on how much seat time you usually put throughout the week.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think if you can set aside a couple hours throughout the week, I mean, you're a whole lot better than somebody that's going to be able to sit down for the race and that's it. You're probably starting to feel it a little bit more.
Yeah, and those race distances on Thursday, what is it, 100 laps for the 358s, 75 for late models, that it will be more of a test of their endurance than running these 2 or 3 alphabet soup races here. Running that long and having to stay focused in and hitting your mark, especially with that track going to be as burnt up as what it will be on Thursday, and having to keep it off the wall, but be up there on the wall and do that lap after lap for 100 laps or 75 laps. Man, that's hard to do.
Yeah, I guess could be like the last race where we saw, a little bit of Kurt Schatzer. He kind of had the race all to himself, but one little slip up, and that kind of cost him the win there. So, especially these guys racing for money, that is, they've really got to keep that in mind. Getting away. I do not see Mr. Holland here. There he is. I have made a mistake, and Richard Holland is here. And let's go ahead and catch up with Richard Holland. John, go ahead and catch up with Richard Holland here, man. Take it away.
Yeah, Richard, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy? Yeah. Well, bud, I tell you, a nice run there.
Hey, back down.
Where
Went
did
back
you go,
down to the
Ron?
waiting room. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Richard, this is John up in the booth. You with me?
Yeah, I got you now.
All right, buddy. Hey, man, top 3. Get to move on to tomorrow night and get in that B main. How you feeling about it?
I'm great. I'm lucky to even make the C. It's about the 3rd time I've ever driven one of these cars, so I'm just happy to make the B.
Well, being just your 3rd time, what is your overall experience with it? Or your not experience, but your feeling. I guess better yet, your feeling about it.
It's a lot of fun. I'm glad I did this charity event. I usually just drive sprint cars, but the late model and this modified is it's pretty fun. I didn't do any good in the late model. I still haven't figured that one out, but I kind of started getting a feel for this modified, so it was a lot of fun.
Well, looking forward to tomorrow. You're going to be buried up a little bit farther back. Guys probably going to be a little tougher to pass. What would be your strategy for that B main tomorrow?
I'm going to hope for a lot of yellow flags. That's how I got to the C anyway.
Yeah, a lot of yellow flags and not be the yellow flags, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yep. I know that feeling. Been there, done that. But good run here tonight. Good showing. Like I said, you do get to move on. Who would you like to give a shout out to real quick?
Just the Coast2Coast Racing League and all the guys that sponsor that, and then my real race car sponsor, August Custom Homes. So it's a lot of fun being in this league.
Well, we were glad that we have you here, part of it, and hopefully maybe that you're having some fun with that 358. We'll see you on maybe a Wednesday, Thursday night, slinging the 358 or the big block around, a little bit later in the season.
Yeah, maybe so. I'll try it out.
Well, look forward to seeing you, man, if you do it. Well, that's Richard Holland. He's got a bottom podium position here tonight, 3rd place, and is going to move on to the B for tomorrow.
Awesome, man. You really got to be excited about that, Richard Holland. Really getting around, no issues there so far, but that brings up Billy Roberts in the 99 machine. Seemed to get it done. I'm going to let you, Isaac, choose. Would you like to talk to Mr. Spees, or would you like to talk to Roberts? I think you've already talked to Spees. I'm going to take Spees. You talk to Billy Roberts.
Yeah, you can take Spees. I want Roberts here.
All right, well, you got
as he's already in here. Look at that. Beat me to it. Well, Billy, you ran I thought it was a pretty good race. P2, we can't complain with that.
No.
I mean, I guess you could if you wanted P1.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, man, how was it? How does I know you don't really learn a whole lot from this. But is there any takeaways, like middle part of the race kind of thing? Because I know that's something I look for.
Yeah, I don't think we ran enough laps to, slick the track off real good. So it was pretty tacky at the bottom. So I kind of wanted to move to the top, but then again, I was like, I'm in a qualifying spot. Just stay here. So,
yeah, the patience game. Thinking about this, with a P2 finish, you actually put yourself, I believe it'll put you 8th for this B main. I don't remember, to be honest with you, but it'll put you up pretty close to those front guys, to those transfer positions. What are you expecting that you'll need to move up in that?
Man, I need to find some speed. I normally feel like I'm pretty quick, but boy, since the start of this thing, I felt like I am slower than heck.
Well, I mean, we got 2 days, so if you want to hit me up, let's do it.
You're talking
we
to
can
the
do some
right
practice
guy.
here.
I've raced
the
with
guy
him
that
before.
loves it. So, but yeah, man, absolutely great. I thought it was a fantastic run. You got me as a fan over here in the booth, so don't worry.
Well, good. I appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah, man, give me your shout outs and we'll get you rolling.
All right. Well, I'd like to shout out Gears Unlimited, of course, House of Speed, Vitaly Motorsports, Joe Halter for kind of letting me race in his league, and just you guys for putting it on. It's been a really good show. The broadcasting is really, really wonderful, and we starting our own league. So if you guys know anybody interested in wanting to run in a good league, you can hit me up.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. it was pretty awesome to watch you battle out there.
Alrighty, well, I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. Hey, but before I let you go, Billy Roberts, you say you're starting your own league. Where would somebody find something like that? And what are you racing there, bud? Before we get too deep
Good
in.
plug. I like it.
Oh, we are going to run open street stocks, open big blocks, and open pro late models. And you can go to Top Tier, presented by Gears Unlimited, has a Discord. You can go in that, get your invite, and it's going to be a really top-notch league. It'll be all broadcasted and everything, just like this one.
All right, man, dude, awesome. Appreciate it. I figured I'd let you kind of get a little wedge in there. I didn't know if there's a website or something somebody could join out there. But definitely for the viewers out there, maybe make sure everybody can see it, especially that Gears Unlimited car. Fancy job tonight here, Billy Roberts. You are up for the race tomorrow, bud, so get rested up and get ready.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
You too. All right, man, that is it. Billy Roberts, I hope I am not going to get an earful here at Coast to Coast for somebody else recommending another league. Man, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble for that one. But let's go ahead and get straight to Cool Ray Victory Lane here with Steven Spees. Once again, Steven, you have gotten it done in that 55 machine. Dude, go ahead and talk to me here. You're in Cool Ray Victory Lane. We got Cool Ray on the side of the car. Really, they got to be happy with your performance here tonight.
Yeah, after the D main earlier, Andy sent me a message and said if this Cool Ray car doesn't stay in victory lane, he's going to pull the sponsorship. So had a little pressure, figured I better get it done. I don't want to get in trouble.
Oof, not good. I'm sure he's just messing with you. I hope. But man,
We'll give it to John.
Say, man, he got to help you carry it along here, but still, perfect job out there here in the 358s. You still continue to know exactly what to do and to move it on. Like I said, I'm actually a little surprised to see you actually here in the D and C mains, but this is going to promote you to the B mains. So, man, you've got a busy schedule. You're going to be racing just about every day this week, so that is going to lock you in for tomorrow. How's it feel?
Good. Obviously happy with how the performances went tonight. Nice tacky tracks. We'll see what happens if we get on a slicker track. This isn't a car I drive a ton, so probably take a little bit more effort to get through these fields as we keep getting more cars and faster drivers. But my Friday night shows, it only takes one little incident to kind of put you out for the whole night. So that's why I'm here, and we'll just try to keep the nose clean and stay out of trouble and see if we can get into the show.
All right, man. Well, you got 2 more steps to go. B main tomorrow, and then if you can survive that, Thursday it will be, and you're really going to have Marty there giving you a hell of a show up in the booth with him. Hopefully you are able to talk to him on Thursday night, but like I said, first you got Wednesday. But I was going to say, enjoy the moment now, man, because really now is you've reached the eye of the storm. Time to get to the following part. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs here, Steven Spees, and let's go ahead and wrap this up for you tonight.
Yep. First and foremost, always Cool Ray. Appreciate everything that the Cool Ray folks do for the league and auto racing in general. Shout out to, I guess I'll just really take it and say, first of all, to Dirt Track Bank for helping sponsor here, but overall to C2C for putting on these charity events multiple times in the year. It's one of my favorite things that we get to do, and win or lose, it's all for a good cause. So hopefully everybody just comes out, has fun, and if you're watching, kick in a little to these charities. They're all good causes that we support. So please, give if you can.
All right, and definitely they will, especially Coast to Coast doing a fantastic job here tonight. Like I said, between Dirt Track Bank, Mission 22, and all the other sponsors out there, I hate to kind of miss any of them. That's why I'm saying all the other. But yeah, just, all the rap guys out here, even the Heat and AC guys out here, really being able to put on a great show here at Coast to Coast. And especially you bringing home the Cool Ray win here tonight. Great job, bud, and we'll catch up with you later here, man.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
All right, everybody, that is Steven Spees there. And like I was saying, appreciate all the sponsors out here coming out and showing up. Don't go away just yet, everybody. We got 360s coming up next. That'll be the final race of the night. They were super fast, if I remember right, guys. They were super fast in the D mains. That was, I believe, straight green flag run beginning to end, and a lot of guys are awaiting them Brandon Templeton, Boydell Rayner, Andy Patton, Kevin Davis, and Mike Cranmer are going to be awaiting them. So, guys, if you hang on just a little while, we'll send you to commercial one last time here and catch up with the 360 division. And we'll be right back.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to C2CRL.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
This November, dirt racing's most celebrated stars align in an electrifying spectacle. The World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Case Late Models, and Super Dirt Car Series Big Blocks collide. 4 action-packed nights, 3 season champions. Get your tickets now. November 2nd through the 5th at the Dirt Track at Charlotte.
I am Sergeant Clay Warren. I suffered from PTSD. In 2013, I ended my own life. Now my voice has been brought back to speak to people like me. Know that you're not the only one. Things can get better. You don't have to carry that burden anymore. Speak up now to get the help that you need.
22 veterans end their lives every day. You just heard the reconstructed voice of one of them. Seek help at mission22.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. That'll be the last commercial for you guys here tonight as we move to the C main of the 360s here. Another couple of guys we are hoping to kind of squeeze into the room here before we get underway. Really, a lot of great racing we've seen here so far. Last time we saw no caution flags in the D main. The guys have survived, fought their way up toward the front. I know somebody who's supposed to be locked in, Mike Cranmer, is not here at this point, trying to see if they're going to wiggle a little more time to see if he can squeeze him in. He's supposed to be here. He's won his time here. He's got to get it done. But, man, it really, we'll have to see what all he's got for us here so far. And if he's able to squeeze in, I think Brandon Templeton is going to be putting on a heck of a show here tonight. But let's go ahead, get straight to our Super Dirt Car Series grid here so far. And just the man I'm talking about, Brandon Templeton, starting out in the front row. In the 31 car, Greg Boydell on the outside of him. John Rayner in third. Andy Patton in fourth. Kevin Davis fifth. Dustin Sargent will be in the sixth position. We'll see how these guys get loaded up. Flying Fry starting in seventh, so he's outside that cutoff spot. Once again, we'll have to see if he can fight his way up. So far, so good. Pat Boyce in eighth. Kurt Schatzer in ninth. And Barry Goldner in 10th. I know I talked to you guys a little bit during the commercial break. I was going to say, you think we talk a lot on air. Wait till you hear us in the commercials. There, boy, we get going. A lot of guys you guys say here are late model drivers. Which ones are we talking about? I know Kurt Schatzer is one of them.
Yeah, and Brandon Temple's another, but both those guys are transitioning over. Templeton's now a Renegades driver, and there's 5 guys in here that are, and when I say Renegades, for those of you that don't know C2C well, that's our premier sprint car division league, and you know, to be in that one, there's some prestige to be in that particular series, and like I said, there's 5 of them in here that have been in that league at some point. Templeton's in it now. Boydell has been in it. Andy Patton has been in it. Kevin Fry has been in it. Barry Goldner is in it currently. So this is going to be a pretty good race here, I believe.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Interesting to see. It looks like that pace truck is already off the track here. And it looks like we may go green. Now, they're wasting no time here to really get this one underway. Templeton, Boydell, first row here, guys. I'm interested to see what we've got going. But it looks like... that the buzz has worn off for Barney up in the flag stand there as he goes ahead, waves the green flag, and gets it done here. Brandon Templeton kind of scrambling for his life here as Greg Boydell is all over the rear bumper of his car.
Big wreck back towards the back. Kevin Fry's in it.
Oh, man. We'll take a quick look here, see if Kevin Fry doesn't look a whole lot of damage at him. A couple bent bars for sure.
I think Kevin Davis has been in probably every wreck tonight that he's been in. Like that like
yeah, he's just been at the wrong places at the wrong times, hasn't he?
I'm glad to see Andy back. It's been a while since we've seen Andy.
Yeah, it's good to see Andy out there, but yeah, it looked like the whole thing started on the straightaway there. John Rayner kind of had that back a little bit out of shape coming out of the corner there and went down and kind of tapped into Fry and hooked them together, and it was on from there. And again, I know poor Kevin Davis and just nowhere to go. I mean, there's nothing he could do there.
And then still while he's trying to escape, still gets banged up. Yeah.
Yep. But Kevin Fry now, you know, we know he's fast. He's got to be patient here. And Kevin... God love him. I've raced with him a lot, and patience isn't always his strong suit here. So I'm sure he's sitting in that car looking out the front. No disrespect to any of the guys in front of him, but I know that he's probably sitting there going, okay, I'm faster than him. So he's going to know that he should be able to get around him, and now he's just got to do it and make sure he doesn't not get caught up in anything.
Yeah, difficult to say. And especially you're saying stay patient, man. I keep thinking, how patient can you be? You know, right now, Kevin Fry sitting in the 8th. You know, like I said, we only got a couple laps down on that one, you know, getting around the track. Not much, but it's, I don't know. Yeah,
well,
like I said,
when I say patience, I don't mean, okay, work a guy for a lap or two, but it's putting your car in a bad spot. You can't do that, but you still got to be aggressive and try to get around him.
Yeah, John's favorite phrase he ever described to me was patiently aggressive.
Well, give and take just a little bit, but not too long. As Brandon Templeton takes away another green flag restart here. Dustin Sargent, watch him working here inside, outside, inside. So right now, we'll see if that 77 machine can get his way up toward the front. And I know you guys were saying these guys are racing up in the Renegades.
Yes, a few of these guys are. A couple of them are Rebels drivers, which are also, you know, the second tier up, and some C drivers. So, you know, the one thing is that means is we got guys in here that probably don't race each other a whole lot. So there has to be a little bit of feeling out and kind of guessing what people are going to do. But I think Kevin Fry, by the way, might have some damage. He is not coming up through the field like I would have anticipated.
No, definitely not. And you kind of, at this point, I guess, expect a caution, just one more caution, see if you can come down for some repairs and get a shot here. But this is kind of locking him into that 7th, 8th position.
We have a hornet's nest, though, for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. As like we were talking before with Dustin Sargent up here in the front. Oh, man. There we go, Isaac. A little slide job. You like that in front of Andy Patton there.
I'm loving it, to be honest with you. That's a beautiful freaking battle up there. And all it's going to take is one mistake here, and someone might not be clear or anything like that with Kurt Schatzer and Kevin. I'm glad I just went back to that. Hit tires, and Kurt went flying.
This is actually a perfect time for Kevin Fry to see if he can fix that machine now. Let's rotate back to Kurt Schatzer here and kind of... Oh, whoa.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, sorry. That one actually got worse. I'm actually going to roll it back here for us right now. Let's take a look. Full speed. Uh-oh. Oh.
Man, that's one of those in VR. You close your eyes and put your head down.
Oh, man. That brings me to a beautiful idea. I like the way you think. Let's go ahead.
Oh, gyro? Oh, God.
Oh, no. I don't do that. I know better than that. We are definitely going to sit on his chest cam here and take a look at what he sees here. Here we go. Oh, run out of room.
Oh.
Oh. Guess
that
so.
That is.
Absolutely. Let go of the wheel, close your eyes, because it is not stopping. So I think Kurt Schatzer may be out of it here.
Yeah, and Isaac and I were talking about this a little earlier. It's when you throw a slide job, when you go into the corner, you know, the one thing the most difficult part about it is gauging what kind of run the guy that you're trying to slide gets. Because if he gets a better run than what you're predicting, what can happen is just what we saw right there. You slide over, and a guy will run over your back tire or something because you just don't expect him to be there. And that is the easiest thing to do in the world when you're doing a slide job. If you're going to make a mistake, most likely that's going to be the mistake you make, is not being able to gauge exactly what kind of run that guy on the outside gets.
Yeah, and all these guys are battling for that B main position. That is tomorrow. After that, it'll be the finale on Thursday. Isaac is in all 3 of those. Fortunately, like I said, it's got to be a sigh of relief for all of that, but tensions are high for all the drivers out here on the track. Brandon Templeton getting a fantastic restart there, trying to see if he can put some distance on Dustin Sargent, who's really been on a tear that we saw even in the D main. So he's working his way around, and just kind of watching Brandon Templeton drive off from him here, but he's holding him within contention of about 0.3 of a second, so not too much longer. Out there in the chat, I see my wife and Stella, close your eyes and put your head down. And yeah, I didn't put you guys in the gyro cam. That's a broadcaster I used to work with used to call it a puke cam, but I do not do that here. Those are pretty rough. It definitely went in as rocking you around. But Dustin Sargent here still fighting in the 2nd position, still holding that 0.3 lead here. Interesting to see if Kevin Fry's got anything to do to fight his way. Oh, just as I rotated back, no! Kevin Davis gets mugged again. No caution?
And no caution.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, man. Kevin, I tell you
that
what,
man has had some of the worst luck.
He is not getting a single break here. I cannot figure out what to do. What he can do is you kind of see him get here, boom.
Yeah, and Kevin just got that back end hung out a little bit further and clipped him there, and then that was by no, again, we've said this before with poor Davis, is that wasn't his fault. Just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and just some really, really bad luck here. So the laps are winding down, so he's going to have his work cut out for him to try to make any ground back up through the field.
Man, yeah, definitely for sure. And we saw before, kind of driving a broken car and then surviving. So we'll see if Kevin Davis can do anything. Man, I just hate to see it for this guy. Just not able to really just get an inch here. He's so close. He's getting there, but just not making it happen. And I know I've seen him race before. He can drive. It's just I can't find a safe spot on this track. I'm here in the booth.
Yeah, just like I said, sometimes every one of us have had those nights where at the end of the night, you just get out and you think, I had a bullseye on my car tonight because I got hit by everybody, and everybody has them. Unfortunately, it's in a special event here that Kevin's having one of those, but he does have some significant damage to the back of the car. And I will say this, you can limp a late model around, you can limp a 358 around.
You
a sprint
can't.
car, yeah, a sprint car, when you get it jacked up, they get to be undrivable and pretty quick.
I bet you he almost just slammed straight in the wall into turn one here.
Yeah, unless he slows way down here. That car is going to go in there and not do anything that he thinks it's going to do, unless he already knows he's got the damage. He could have somebody spotting for him that would tell him that.
All right, that is going to bring us halfway through this. Five laps here to the end. We'll see if Dustin Sargent and Brandon Templeton are really going to duke it out here at the beginning. Now is Dustin Sargent's time to strike. There you go. There's that slider right there. Woo, dog, look out. As Brandon Templeton slices back toward the inside. Great battle for the lead here. As they get away. Oh, and Templeton tries to do the same maneuver there, and it kind of catches way up into the cushion, and it almost brings him to a screeching halt there. So now Brandon Templeton having to kind of really run down Dustin Sargent in the 77.
Oh, good move by Dustin to kill that momentum. But look at the dark horse here in Andy, just kind of running on the bottom, being patient. He might have something for these guys if they don't be careful.
Yeah, that definitely. Now, you want to take over, but how do you take over and work the guy from the inside or the outside? But here we go. Templeton
right
down
here.
toward the bottom. One slider. There he goes. Oh,
into
man.
the wall.
Oh, man, I was going to say, Sargent with a good move there toward the bottom. 2 laps to get it done, so if Templeton's going to make the move, he's got to do it now. But Andy Patton toward the bottom, starting to kind of close them off. Oh, man, Brandon Templeton with a good turn exit, and white flag is out. 4 corners left to go.
They don't touch here.
Somebody needs to be in these guys' ears saying, hey, you're in the show.
Absolutely
We're not in the show, but you're on to the B anyway.
Oh, man, that is
Here we
going
go.
to do it.
Andy Patton got second there from Templeton.
He got it.
Good run
And
by
you
Andy.
wouldn't believe who made cutoff.
Fry.
Fry made it. Flying Fry survived with a damaged race car in the 5th.
Yeah, he threw a bonsai move there in 3 and 4 and made it work and got away with it.
Yeah, I want to rotate that back. Kevin Fry passing for 6th here. We did stay up toward the front.
Dang. Wow.
Good
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah, and he was out of control down the front straight. Like I said, bonsai'd it and made it work.
Wow. Yeah, definitely a great move. And, ooh, man, as he squeaks by. Yeah, excellent job. Excellent job, man. Look at this. Dude, look at Fry, how he sliced it. That's the 5th place move right there. So he had it. Oh, oh man. These guys right at the end. What a crazy race, guys. I don't know about you guys. What a crazy race that was. It did have a couple cautions here, but not too shabby out of a lot of these drivers. What I'm actually kind of amazed at is seeing Brandon Templeton actually dialed back to the 3rd position. I didn't expect to see that with him leading the way he was. But let's go ahead and take it away. All right, somebody call it out. Who do you want? We got Andy Patton, we got Sargent, we got Templeton.
I'll take Templeton.
All right.
I want Andy.
There you go. And I will talk to Dustin Sargent. So that goes ahead. And it looks like you guys have caught up with Brandon Templeton in the 31. Go ahead and take it away here, guys.
Yeah, Brandon, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, John.
Well, man, that was eventful. Did anybody not tell you were locked into the B in the position? Man, you guys were running hard at those last few laps.
Yeah, I didn't know, if there was another car behind Patton. I didn't really take the time to look down because I'm not comfortable ever in a sprint car. So I'm usually just sawing at the wheel, hanging on, hoping I don't bounce it into the wall. But hung on and survived it. And that was one of the most fun, slice and dice sprint car racing I've had for quite a while. So hats off to those guys.
Well, did you learn anything that you can apply to, not only tonight, but the other races here that you can apply to get your way into the big show on Thursday?
I don't know, maybe a little bit. Some of these guys that can rip the top a lot more consistent than I can for 25 laps probably have a little better shot, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, you've had a eventful week, not only with this thing, but I guess I can let the cat out of the bag. I should congratulate you. You are C2C's one of their newest exec members here. So congratulations on that promotion.
Thanks. Just I've always loved the league, and so to be able to give back a little more and help out to let it continue and give other guys a place to keep racing, that's the goal. So cool deal.
Well, we're thrilled to have you aboard, and you will definitely make a difference in this league and help it grow and continue to get better every season here. So thank you for your volunteer, and again, you're into the B now, man. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Definitely got to thank Jay with the Dirt Track Bank there, Malvern Bank. Couldn't be here doing this without them. He's texted me this week, congrats on making the Thursday show. So that's real cool, and it's exciting to be a part of that, racing for him and putting this kind of stuff on for Mission 22. So got your 6 Racing Network, Hammer Down Racing Team, VMR Wraps, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care. You guys for putting on the stream and everything, and Coast to Coast for the league.
Well, awesome, man. I can't wait to see what you do with her tomorrow night, and good luck for the ones that you've qualified for already on Thursday, man. Hopefully you can bag a win somewhere along the line.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. I don't know. It's kind of about consistency here, and it's awful long races. So I think it's about surviving the first half and then see if you can put in position at the end.
Absolutely, man. Well, best of luck to you, and hopefully we'll talk to you again before the week's out.
Thanks.
That's Brandon Templeton, our third place finisher in the 360s here tonight.
All right, yeah, there's Brandon Templeton. You know what I like about Brandon Templeton? His pit notes. His pit notes are awesome. I love using them.
Yeah, and he stepped up, and that's another thing. That's something actually he's new to. John Short had another baby. He was our director of competition, and he was the one doing the pit notes and all that kind of good stuff. And when John left here at the season, I moved up to take his place, and we brought Brandon on. And man, I'm telling you, he has been. The transition's been seamless, and we really cannot thank Brandon enough for the job he's come in and done, and just a really good guy, and we're lucky to have him in this league.
Absolutely, I see him in a lot of competitions out here. So being able to be a part of Coast to Coast, like I said, much deeper into the inner workings of Coast to Coast, and being able to compete is really something. But talking about a great guy, I think Isaac has caught up with Andy Patton in the 87 machine. Isaac, man, go ahead and ask away.
Absolutely. Well, Andy, the man, the myth, the legend comes out of retirement and immediately puts it right on the podium here. So congratulations. It's awesome to have you back. And yeah, just run me through what your plan was. It looked like you were just kind of being a bottom feeder and I thought you were gonna spoil the party there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you, the bottom really came in at the end of that race. I was running the top, and then when Dustin blew by me, I said, okay, I got to try something else. And I went down to the bottom, and man, I closed that gap up fast.
I know these two are over here.
For tomorrow.
Well, there you go. I love it. Because these two are over here looking at this battle between sliders, crossovers, and everything, and I'm just like watching you just slowly get in the picture. I'm like, oh my, if he comes back and steals this win, I swear. But yeah, man, that was a lot of fun to watch you try to almost be a dark horse there and take both of them out. Well, not take them out, I shouldn't say that, but
no, it was some good clean racing. I mean, top and bottom, even with the sliders and everything, it was really good clean racing.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it was.
Do you think you can take any of this to tomorrow's B main? I know you said the bottom's going to be fast.
Yeah, but not at first. Yeah, I definitely can take something from this that's going to work.
Awesome. Well, we're not going to spill any of your secrets here. I want to get you into that A main there, into that 50 lap feature. So yeah, just give me your shout outs, man, and congratulations again.
I just want to thank you guys for I was listening to all the races tonight with your broadcasting, and you did an excellent job. It was terrific.
Awesome. Well, we
Yeah,
us
I'd like
three
to.
appreciate it.
Oh yeah, and Roger and his crew for putting on this show. They always do a terrific job. And I'm a vet, so uh, Mission 22 really goes a long ways with me. So it's an excellent spot or charity to give to. There's always a lot of guys out there that need it. They don't even know. Some of them don't even know they need it. And Joe Halter really does a good job with that too. And see you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully, I'll get to do it again.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Andy. I hope you have a good night, man.
All right, man. You too.
All right, we will hold Andy Patton to that, going ahead and making it into tomorrow. Away we go. Andy Patton seeming to get it, just have the right line. And I think that seems to be a lot of what we noticed here tonight is just having the right line. To be able to place where you need to be, how to be there, and what to do. Back-to-back so far, Dustin Sargent here in the 77 machine. It seems you knew you had the speed out there tonight, but Philip Templeton was in your way. You got it done here once again. Any doubt in your mind you were going to bring home another win?
I was questioning it there for a little bit. Templeton, he's quick. He had my preferred line, but I seen an opportunity on that restart. I knew the bottom was there in 1 and 2, and I dove down there and got up beside him and was able to throw the slide job, and we just kind of, broke his momentum a little bit there, and then we were able to battle it out a little bit. Probably driving a little too hard for a C main here, but it was a lot of fun. It was good, clean racing. So
that's all right, man. Well, it definitely gives us the good hype for tomorrow that you will be in the B main to kind of duke that one out. You'll have 25 laps to get that one done, seeing that you have made a transfer spot yet once again. So fantastic job here so far. We are kind of watching here a little bit of a slow motion, that slide job that you are describing, and the two of you guys battling it out here really for the last 5 laps. Going into the B main, kind of what do we think about doing here? Obviously you were saying Templeton was on your preferred line, and him knowing that now, a lot of guys are going to try to block you at this point. How do you change your line to kind of overcome what you've got coming up?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Here's my game plan. I won 2. I got 2 more to win.
There you go. There you go, man. And really, like I said, I think I've tuned into you even on Monday Night Madness, and just the amount of speed that you carry every time I see you on the track is really something here in these sprint cars. I don't know what it's going to take to beat you, but a lot of guys are out there really going to give it a try here. But dude, fantastic job. We'll see you in the B mains. Go ahead and give me your shout outs here, bud. And let's get you rested up for tomorrow.
Thank the guys over at BBR for everything they do. Awesome group of guys. Nuke's Performance. He does a lot of setup help for everybody, so check him out on Facebook. And D&T Designs for all the awesome ramps he does.
All right, Dustin Sargent, fantastic job tonight, bud. Appreciate you coming out tonight. Like I said, get rested up because you have B mains and then you got Big Thursday coming up. So as long as you can get past that cutoff, and like I said, with what I saw tonight, I don't think it'll be any issue for you, bud.
I just got to make sure I don't take myself out. That's the main thing. So.
Yep. One slip up, man, and you kind of see it took a lot of fast guys out here tonight. The last thing you want to do is do it to yourself.
And that's why I ended up in the D main, to be honest with you. So it is what it is.
All right, man. Dustin Sargent, fantastic job, bud, and we'll catch up with you later.
All right, have a good night, guys.
All right, buddy. Dustin Sargent there. Fantastic job. Like I said, all these registration fees here are going to Mission 22, a fantastic charity. If you don't know about them, make sure you check them out to help against prevention against military veteran suicide. I hate to see people do that. A lot of guys coming after kind of a tragic event, they do kind of end up a little bit misled. But we appreciate you guys joining us here tonight at the Dirt Track Bank. One more time, guys. Like I said, Dirt Track Bank is banking on the highest banks. Even without brick and mortar, their online bank is for the racer, the fan, the curious, or anyone who wants to be a part of something cool. Jay Burdick, the president of Malvern Bank, has developed an online bank to support his passion for the dirt track racing and to give everyone associated with the world of dirt track racing a bank that they can call their own. So take some hot laps, learn some more about the Dirt Track Bank. They are committed to the drivers and the fans, so don't forget to check them out, as well as Cool Ray. These guys are a fantastic place, and they support us here in Victory Lane. Once again, guys, appreciate you joining us. Here in the booth, Isaac Salas, I haven't been with him before, but he's here with me now. Following up with John Hine once again. I appreciate you guys here in the booth. Give me your final thoughts, and let's go ahead and send these people home for the night.
Yeah, my final thoughts here. Absolutely awesome night of racing. I mean, cautions, of course, when you have this big of an event, you got money involved, and you have just some hungry guys wanting to make that big show. You're gonna have intense racing, and you're probably gonna have mistakes. It's a part of it. But overall, I thought it was awesome night of racing, especially once we started getting to the closer to these C mains here. It's a lot of fun. It was really cool to see. In my personal opinion, it was really cool to see Andy get himself on the podium, especially with him being a vet. With us supporting Mission 22, it was awesome. Like I said last night, it's such an awesome freaking cause, and it really is something I'm truly proud to be a part of. So to have a vet almost close off the night for us, it was pretty special.
All right.
Yeah, and I gotta second that. And anybody watching, that wants to chip in and give to that cause, they can go to c2crl.com, click on the World Finals, and they can go donate. It doesn't matter if it's $1, it doesn't matter if it's $5, $10, whatever you can do to kick in. It goes to a wonderful cause. And the on-track performances tonight were actually pretty good. I was happy to see things not get as chippy as what they were for the last couple of nights anyway. And it looks like guys are settling down and trying to concentrate on racing a little bit more tonight. So tomorrow, you know what? It's going to get harder. I mean, we don't have as many races as what we had tonight, but we're going to have some really competitive races. And it's do or die time, because this is it. These are the last opportunities, unless you want to dig into your pocket, make a bigger donation, and buy one of those spots that are up for auction. You can go to our Facebook page for that, and look up to Coast2Coast Racing on Facebook, and you can even auction off the place, and maybe you can get your way in that way.
Oh yeah, well, especially from the outside looking in. Hate to say it, our hearts go out there to Kevin Davis in the 121. One of those provisionals might be it. Like you were saying, tonight he did have a bullseye on him, and I don't think there was a single race he didn't get absolutely destroyed. But hopefully he is able to kind of fight his way back into a B, or if not the finale, the feature there toward the end. Once again, like you were saying, to the c2crl.com, guys, tune into that as well. You'll see kind of what we have upcoming. Don't forget, tomorrow everybody's the B mains, and then Thursday is the Dirt Track Bank World Finals. I think you guys are going about 32 drivers if I counted right. So you guys, I believe, are doing a 4-wide start as well. Like I said, there's some pretty wild stuff going. So you guys are going to be doing it 4 real, 4 wide, about 32 drivers out there on the track, and it's going to be an absolute blast. I can't wait to see what they have going on. Don't forget to tune in early as well. Isn't that right, John? These guys are going to be doing these driver intros, so you'll see them choose their favorite vehicle, be able to drive around and kind of and show off their sweet paint jobs, especially from the multiple paint wrap guys that we have out here. Just to name a few, 2-1 Designs, I believe Magnum Race Designs, VMR Wraps, all those guys, man, especially going out there and being able to put great paint jobs on there. But guys, appreciate you guys joining us again here at SimTrax Broadcasting. We will see you next time. Don't forget to tune in for the rest of the Dirt Track Bank World Finals. Be well, be safe, be kind. Bye, guys.